Mr. Primetime.
One more week.
The Monday after.
Only thing get me through. One more week. No emotional attachment to this game whatsoever.
Nothing. We can enjoy it.
Yeah.
We can root for a win.
Other than that,
we can beat the Patriots and be happy about it, dude. What's better than that?
Yeah, let's celebrate 3-13.
That's it, man. The best 3-13 practice team in football.
Hang up the banner.
That's it. The best practice team, the best. I mean, this is it. And now we go into an offseason with so many questions, from ownership to the general manager, to the coach, to the quarterback, to the draft, the free agency. I mean,
that's what has me just completely checked out at this point. Like thinking about the next 4 months ahead, all the Sam Darnold debates, all the head coaching search debates. What are the Jets going to do at 2? Do they trade back? Do they build around Sam? Like all these fucking debates, like you've been saying, it would have been so much easier if you're just sitting at 1. You get the best head coach. He picks Trevor Lawrence, and we move on. But
yeah, I mean, this
can't cry about it forever. So
nope.
I don't know.
Finally get a chance to root for my team. Haven't done that since week 3. It's true.
Yeah.
For all of you fans that were happy that you won yesterday, you get even more happy because we could all, as a fan base, root together for a Jets win over the Patriots, and it has no impact whatsoever. That is what makes you happy.
The thing that I don't understand, and I hate going into this again, but even the people that are happy that we're going to be able to build around Sam, I'm a big supporter of Sam. I know you're not, but even if you're happy about being able to build around him, I don't think people get the opportunity cost between not being first and now being second, because even if Jacksonville was going to be picking you could have traded with them. You could still be sitting first or second. Jacksonville would have the first pick. You'd have your 4 or 5 additional premium picks, and then you could still trade back again if there's another team that wants Wilson or Justin Fields or somebody like that. So if the plan was still to build around Sam, you could have did it with an additional 5, 6, 7, 8 premium picks instead of what we're doing now, which is deciding between him and the next best option.
The Jets could not have
realized what we cost ourselves with that.
The Jets could not have fucked up any more than the way they handled all this. They've handled this terribly, from the waiting till next week to fire Gase. Apparently, he's known for a couple weeks he's getting fired. I mean, then why not fire him? Why not do what it takes to conveniently lose games by playing young guys? Maybe get James Morgan active. Maybe do all these different things. Rotate guys in. Not force feed Frank Gore. Not do all these different things
because they were worried about the perception. They were worried about the perception of intentionally tanking, even though the Jaguars had no issue doing it. I mean, they sat Minshew, they sat Robinson. They had no issue making it known. They wanted Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
Now they're going to get the best coach. We tried to make it seem like, we were playing for something. We were playing for our head coach. He's still being evaluated. And now look where we are.
Yeah, because it kind of makes you wonder how they handle things. When they trade McClendon, they trade Avery Williamson, they get rid of Le'Veon Bell, they do all these things. All right, it's a fire
Greg Williams.
They fire Greg Williams. We're going to tank. We're going to get rid of all this shit. We're just going to, we're just going to ride this out. And then you let Gase stay here, who say if you give notice on your job and they say, you know what, stay here for 3 more weeks. Are you going to work? Or are you going to be like, you know what, I'm just going to do whatever I want. And then you saw the play calling yesterday. He called shit he would never call in a million years. The last couple of weeks, it's just what is this shit, man? Mm-hmm. So it's nobody cares. They got the win, but the ramifications of being number 2 pick now are enormous. I talked about it. I did a video earlier today. I talked about it. When you look at the most important hire for the Jets right now is the coach, for a variety of reasons. Number 1, you got to change this culture, legitimately change the culture of one of the worst teams in football. Jaguars could be worse. Who knows? But I think the Jets are the worst. So the culture is terrible. No leadership, no accountability, nothing. So you need that. Then you need a guy that can actually help your goddamn quarterback and get this offense back to where we are. Do you know what I mean? There's so much. Then you got to get a guy that can actually attract free agents.
Well, not just that. I mean, we're sticking with, the quarterback, but what if the head coach doesn't want to work with the quarterback that Joe Douglas wants? That whole conversation now. How are they going to handle this head coaching hire? Do the Johnsons have any say in it?
It's not the most desirable job anymore. It's not.
No, it's not by far.
Not even top 3.
4th or 5th, maybe at best.
Yep. And this is where it comes down to ownership and Joe Douglas, because as a group, you decided this was the approach you want to take. You want to keep this fraudulent head coach here to get as many wins as you can. You got your 2 fucking wins and maybe 3. Good for you. That was your approach. Now, as an organization, you got to do whatever it takes to get the best options available. So if that means you got to overpay a Matt Campbell or whoever it is you want, then guess what? You have to do it because this is the approach you took.
Yep.
You wanted to be, we want to worry about perception and we got to do the right thing. We don't want to pay 2 coaches and he's got to ride it out. And all this shit you did. Okay, well, this is your punishment now. So now you may have had a chance at, say, whoever, Bill Cowher, whatever. That's now gone. He's not going to come here. I highly doubt it. No. So now the coach that you're competing with, so now when the Chargers call and they offer Herbert and Bosa and all those assets, and you're going to offer him Becton and Quinn Williams and maybe Sam Darnold, maybe not, good luck with that. You got to open up your wallet now and you got to overspend to get like the Jets tax we always talk about for free agents. Mm-hmm. That Jets tax is double for a head coach now because you got to sell them on all kinds of shit. And to your point, the biggest problem is going to be, okay, does this coach that you now have to overpay agree with Joe Douglas' evaluation of the quarterback position? Does he want Sam Darnold or not? If just Joe want him or not? And the worst thing you want is to get the coach you want and force him to do something he doesn't want to do. You hire a guy, and this reminds me of the Gase then hiring Douglas or Gase hired, with the McCagnon thing, is getting the coach and then, say 6 games in, but well, Sam really isn't my guy. Hold on, dude. We got to be on the same page here, and that's going to be a challenge, man. Like, and the one, I got a shitload of tweets today about this, but it's like, well, there's only 32 jobs in the NFL. Exactly. So if you're going to take a job, you want a recipe for success. You want to know damn well that you have everything perfectly the way you want it so you can win. You don't want to come here and in 2 years get fired. Like, because right now, the tolerance level for a head coach in the NFL is not very high. Mm-hmm. You see it everywhere now. You have 2 bad years, you're going to be gone. So if you're going to be a first-time head coach, you want the perfect plan where everything is in your grasp and you understand, because if not, you're not going to take the job.
Yeah, that's the only light at the end of the tunnel is that, somehow we find a way to pull out a good head coach through all of this, even though we're clearly not, one of the more attractive positions out there. Nope. If the Johnsons somehow open up the wallet, even though they don't have a history of doing that. Yeah, exactly. If they want to get their top choice, that's their only option at this point. And you look every year, usually there's like 5, 6, 7 head coaching vacancies that are filled. How many of them are actually a success that actually work out where the head coach is there 5, 6, 7 years? Yep. 1 or 2, maybe. So if we're looking at ourselves right now as the 4th or 5th best option for a head coach to go, you got to do something outside the box to sell them.
Yeah, and this falls on ownership. Also falls on Joe Douglas, man. Joe Douglas is basically his first year at the Jets was a joke. He was basically sitting around watching because he had everything was already done. This year, in my opinion, was a joke too because he's had a lost year. This year's a lost year to sit and evaluate players and who his next coach is going to be. Because by 0-8, 0-9, you're firing a guy. You knew, it was no secret you're going to fire a guy. Like you can't bring him back. So he's had nothing but time on his hands to come up with a plan. Same way he had last year, and his offseason plan to me was not very good. So now this is your offseason where starting next Sunday night, Monday morning, you got to have a plan for the coach. What coach you're contacting, who you're making a play for. Because right now you're going to be 2 weeks behind because you didn't fire your coach yet. You're going to let him play out this week. So yeah, and everybody's like, oh, they can put feelers out. You can put all the feelers out you want. Meanwhile, other teams can do official interviews and get their first true perspective of the guy they may or may not want. So they can already and just say it's whoever. Say it's the guy from the 49ers or Martindale, whatever it is. Say they interviewed a guy and they like him or Bieniemy or whoever it is. This team's already ahead of you. They can already say, you know what, we want you. What money do you want? All this. You know what? Here's our take it or leave it offer. It could be done that quick. Yeah. I don't agree with anything the way the Jets are handling things, and I think this head coaching search is going to be concerning. It's alarming. This is not an ideal position at all. The quarterback uncertainty, the ownership uncertainty with when does Woody Johnson come back? What kind of roles he have? Is he going to overpower Chris Johnson? What impact does he have in all this?
A lot of questions. Sucks.
So, number 2 pick, and then the other thing too is then it's the whole quarterback debate, and that's already, like Twitter's a mess already. You have draft experts, you have YouTube experts, you have all this shit. It is what it is. And it's just like
I can't handle much more of the quarterback debates.
No, I can't either. And all it comes down to is what does Joe Douglas think? What's his evaluation of Sam Darnold?
What does the head coach think that they hire?
That's it.
To me, that's a more important opinion. And is that going to dictate who actually gets the job? Yep. Like there are so many unknowns that we just opened by winning these 2 games.
Yep. And then you look at, the Clemson Ohio State game coming up. What if Justin Fields lights it up? How much has that changed thing?
Yep.
And then every offseason, to me, it seems like I'm not by no means a draft guy. I don't pretend to be. I watch the same shit, read the same shit everybody else reads. I don't watch a lot of college football other than Notre Dame and big games. But it always seems like every offseason, there's a quarterback that just skyrockets out of nowhere. When it comes to the combine, the Senior Bowl, the pro workouts, like all this shit, there's always a guy just comes out of nowhere, right? Like it's just like, boom, this guy's rising. Like a guy that's just like, it seems like it's Zach Wilson now, to be honest with you. But it's like always a guy that we never even heard of. All of a sudden, he's climbing the charts. Like it's like January, February. Oh, this guy's really getting hot. He has his pro workout in March. This guy is, and then the next thing you know, he's a top 5 pick out of nowhere because of his workout, his private workout, and who can that be? Is there somebody else out there? I mean,
like you said, I think that person is Zach Wilson right now, just based off, the way he played in his bowl game, the conversations we've heard over the last 2 weeks. There wasn't really any mention of him as a possibility. Prior to the Jets winning a game, it was pretty much, the talk of Trevor Fields being the lock at number 1. And then if you fell to 2, it was almost a lock that it was going to be Justin Fields for a while. Then he started to slip a little bit. And then, Zach Wilson was playing well, and now he's part of the conversation. So ultimately, you want all these guys to play well. You want your new head coach to have as many options as possible, whether it's trading down, building around Sam. Let Fields ball out in that game. Let him, raise his stock, increase trade value. So
this is an excellent comment from Timothy. The new normal here is uncertainty. That's it. Like, and that's the whole thing. Like, we get a lot of questions, like, especially now, everybody wants to talk draft with me, and like, aren't you excited about this? Aren't you excited about this? And I'll keep saying it. We entered this season with questions. We left it with more questions. That's the problem. Like, I don't see all these building blocks that everybody else sees. I have more concerns because I don't know who the coach is. I don't know what Joe Douglas is going to do, what his vision is, how they're going to handle free agency in the draft. I don't trust ownership whatsoever because you just know, dude, even if Joe Douglas has a plan and he figures it all out, my fear is that Woody Johnson comes in and it's like, oh, no, fuck that. We ain't doing this. We got to do this. I need to sell tickets. I got to do this because right now you can't sell tickets for this team. Number 2 pick, if you bring back Sam Darnold and hire a first-time coordinator or whoever it is, I'm not even sure if you draft Zach Wilson and you hire a Plan D coach, is anybody really buying tickets saying, I got to go see Jets football? I'm not so sure about that, dude. I'm really not sure.
And that's like where I'm at, like why this is so deflating. Like I'm tired of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel with everything. Like we did it for so long. We sat through so many rebuilds. We tried to buy into all the propaganda that they'd sell us, and we'd see the same result time after time. So like that's where I'm at. I want to see results, including from Sam. If he's back next year with a new coach and weapons, there's literally no excuses that he can get anymore.
Nope.
And the same thing for a new head coach. Like the bar should be raised pretty high as soon as you make that hire. So we want to see results at this point. It's nice to think about what Joe Douglas can do. He had some hits in the draft, other guys that
on him, dude.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And he did it to himself by allowing this thing with Gase to linger on.
And the weird thing is, like I always say, winning is the best deodorant because now these 2 wins have said Joe Douglas had a good offseason. He had a good free agency class. He had a good draft. Let's not forget the 13 losses. Let's not forget where this team, like these 2 wins in the grand scheme of things, don't really mean shit other than the fact you ruined the number 1 pick.
You can talk me into aspects of the draft being okay and some guys that have promised, but there's nothing you could sell on free agency. No. There's literally nothing there.
Nope. No. That's why there's a comment here. It's, I trust Joe Douglas with whatever he does. Maybe just me. Yeah, maybe it is not. Maybe not just you. It's definitely not me. He has bought no loyalty from me.
I have belief in him, but the problem is, again, like I just said, it's the same kind of belief that I've had in guys in the past that ultimately blew up in my face because it didn't. We try to see the light, we try to latch on to these little things, and they never work out. So I'm at the point, like with Joe Douglas, prove it to me, show me something, give me some hope. Becton and Mims, they were nice, but they were also high, premium picks. Do something in the mid to late rounds. Hit on some, low-cost free agents. Show me some actual building blocks and some growth, some wins on the field, and then I'll start buying in.
Yep. Yeah. Like, listen, he got credit for the compensation for Jamal Adams. That's great. But in terms of free agency last year, he really did nothing, dude. He paid a lot of money for George Fant. We were like, wow, that's kind of a lot of money. And a lot of us weren't sold on that. But he bargained basement shop. And then
even the trade, though, with Jamal Adams, he hasn't done anything with the picks yet. Until we actually hit on the picks. Until you actually hit on the picks, that trade can't be judged as a success. Same thing with Leonard Williams. Right now, we're looking at Ashton Davis versus Leonard Williams. Who won that trade? Right now, the Giants did.
Look at the Perriman-Robbie Anderson scenario. Robbie Anderson's over 1,000 yards. Perriman's awful and can't get out of here fast enough.
Terrible.
So, to me, Joe Douglas has a lot to earn. For me, as a fan, he has a lot to prove to me. A lot in terms of free agency, getting a big free agent. He didn't sign nobody big last year. He didn't make no splash moves in free agency, getting a big contract done. The draft, he's got like now you need, listen, this draft class to me is a relative unknown. Too many guys are hurt, a lot to prove. We really don't know what a lot of these guys are. Mims has a lot of potential. Becton, obviously, the punter, great. Bryce Hall showed some flashes. Other than that, they have a lot to prove. He's got to get impact players, dude, because this roster is full of guys on one-year contracts, and they're all leaving. Jordan Jenkins, Brian Poole. You want to bring back Basham, or he's under contract, or John Franklin Myers, that's great. Yeah. You know, if you want to try, you know, Langey's great. But dude, you need a lot of players here, man. You're going to have, you got to replace a lot of starters that are leaving.
And again,
what do you do with Marcus May?
And again, not to bring it back to the quarterback debate, but that's why I lean towards trading back and, you know, acquiring those additional picks, because we have so many holes across the board. We have so many areas of need at prominent positions. That's why I think it makes sense to accumulate as many premium picks as you can. And that's also why it's so frustrating. Like I said earlier in the show, even if you wanted to build around Sam, that number one pick, all those extra picks that you could have got, you swap with Jacksonville, then you trade down again. Joe Douglas could literally miss half of those premium picks, and we'd still have about 7, 8, you know, foundational pieces to move forward with.
No, you're right. I think we should run next season with Sam. Hopefully things are better without Gase, but mostly if we're tanking again, we may as well use the broken quarterback and not ruin a brand new one. I could not disagree more. Next year's not a tank season, man.
No.
Next year's got to be the year 2 of this rebuild. We got to be going a much different direction. Like this next coach has to have a functional offense. You have to have a plan for the quarterback, whether it's Sam or somebody else, where he has a much better offensive line and playmakers around him, including a veteran receiver. Like, I'll sell out for Allen Robinson. I don't give a rat's ass. I would do it. You got to pay big money. You got to, like, we've learned. Like, if Jet fans, if we've learned anything, we've learned first how to destroy a quarterback. How damages Sam, we have no idea. But we have to avoid the same mistake. And Joe Douglas promised us that. The offensive line right now, I don't know why everybody's saying they're great. They're not. They have plenty of room to improve. That's going to be priority number 1. Playmakers around him. If you want to replace Crowder with Allen Robinson, no problem with that. But
that's why my plan this year is exactly the same as it was, or I was hoping it was going to be last year, that I was hoping Joe Douglas was going to do, and just focus primarily on the offense. Forget about the defense for a year. You could worry about that the following year. You're still going to have 2 first-round picks with Jamal Adams. Use every asset. You can create $100 million in cap space between Henry Anderson, Jamison Crowder, a few other guys that don't have guaranteed contracts. I think Fant. And a few others. You can have over $100 million in cap space in a year where a lot of teams don't have a lot of cap space, plus all the extra draft picks that you have. Put everything into the offense. Sign a top receiver, like you said, like an Allen Robinson or somebody. Draft another one within the first 2 rounds. Double up on the offensive line. And you have a legitimate functional offense now that you could build around Sam. And if it doesn't work out, you throw a quarterback into that in 2 years. He's set up for success.
They need game-breaking talent, man. Like, they need game-breaking talent now. Like, you need people that are going to hold your opponent accountable if they make mistakes. Like, you just need like legitimate talent, not fringe guys, not journeyman guys, not Band-Aid guys, like fucking talent. Like, seriously, we got to catch up to the rest of the NFL, man. Like, you just look within our own division. Look what Buffalo's doing right now. Look what Miami's doing right now. The Patriots are going to restock. They got a ton of draft picks, all their own shit too. They're all going to restock, dude.
Look across the AFC right now. Now you got Trevor Lawrence with Jacksonville, probably with a good head coach going there. The Steelers, Ravens, always good every year. You got Burrow, you know, whenever he comes back from his injury. Herbert with San Diego, Mahomes. Like, the AFC is fucking loaded right now. So they better get their shit together. It's going to take a while before we're catching up to a lot of these teams.
Nathaniel Hackett should be the Jets head coach. The beauty of the Green Bay offense would do wonders in New York. He'll develop any quarterback that they get.
Just the Hackett name haunts me still. I don't know.
If me too. But the other thing is, listen, if that's what you think, then he has to have a hell of a coaching staff around him, because a first-time head coach is walking into a firestorm here. Mm-hmm. You're walking into an angry, defeated fan base, a media market that's ready to eat you alive, your first mistake you make, and the pressure. And at some point, ownership's going to hold you accountable. Like, listen, you have some kind of mandate. You can't win just 2 games this year. You're going to have to win 6. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at some point, there's going to be some kind of standards here, and it should start with this next head coach, where we can't just say, we're so happy you have the job. Just do whatever you can this year, boys. Go out there and get your little, just participate and be okay. And no, fuck that. We demand certain things now. We have to.
Especially if they don't get the top guy on their list. Like, then how long of a leash does he have? And even Joe Douglas, if he was a hire that was, recommended by Adam Gase, how long is his leash if this head coach doesn't work out?
Yeah.
Like, we could be resetting this thing again in a year and a half, 2 years.
That's the biggest problem. I'm tired of hearing trust the process. Then I get ripped on Twitter for saying it. No, like, we have been hearing this trust the process for the last 10 seasons. Well, first of all, you can't worry about Twitter, man. Twitter's a cesspool. Yeah. but we're all frustrated, man.
Yeah. Tyson, you knew me before I kind of changed and turned over to the dark side like you. The team broke me 8 years consecutively of this shit. That's what broke me. Like I used to be like a lot of the other fans. I bought into a lot of the propaganda. I always tried to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Always hope for next year. The meaningless wins. I tried to buy into some young players playing well. It never translated into anything. So they completely broke me. I'm tired of trusting the process and hoping they figure it out. Show me something. Show me something of worth.
The thing is, too, is now more than ever, we have more access to information about the team. We have more insight on what's going on. We have more access to just player development, coaching, how things are like. We have more access. We're more informed. We don't rely on ESPN to tell us shit. We know stuff on our own. As fans, we can decipher it. We can read through it, and we can see what the rest of the NFL is doing. We can sit there and watch NFL, Game Pass on Sunday and figure it out. We can figure it out ourselves to see when somebody's incompetent or not, when they're making dumb decisions. And over time, especially over the last decade, we've learned a lot, dude, of how you can destroy an organization, how winning teams win, how losing teams lose. And now we know. So a red flag, when we see it, we talk about it because we've witnessed it. We've seen terrible general managers, we've terrible coaches, we've seen terrible players. We've seen it all. So now we know. And now hopefully this fucking ownership has learned it, because what could they not have learned from the Gase experience, the Darnold experience, the Bowles experience, all these problems that we've had, Geno Smith, everything we've been through over the years.
That's why it never made any sense when the
Fitzpatrick.
When the media last year was trying to come at the fans for being fake fans, not supporting Adam Gase, like even during, like you said, the previous like in the offseason when they went through the whole McCagnon, he gets to hire Gase, then he gets fired after that. Like we've seen all the arranged marriages, them bundle everything, firing guys 2 months too late. All like we've been down these paths so many times before. We know what it looks like, and it never results in anything good.
Nope, you're absolutely right. All these quarterback suggestions that fans are going to throw at you for the next month are going to be annoying to debate. We blew the best suggestion because of management's arrogance. Remember, you're 1,000% right, dude. The Jets were arrogant. They had a half-assed plan, and it blew up in their face, and now they're dealing with the aftermath. The aftermath is going to be scrambling, overpaying, and praying. So what are your thoughts on Connor McGovern, Greg Van Roten, Alex Lewis, and other interior linemen? Have they done a good job this season? Do you want to trade any of them?
Honestly, I'd be fine getting rid of all of them.
Yep, me too.
I mean, McGovern I kind of like, but for the money he's making, I don't think he's worth it. Plus, taking shots at the fans is never a way to endear yourself. Van Roten, he didn't show much, and obviously Alex Lewis, you can save, I think, $5.5 million by cutting him. He's not worth that. So yeah, move on, rebuild that interior.
And make a decision with George Fant too. I mean, there's so many decisions. Like the offensive line was the one thing that Joe Douglas wanted to address this year. Other than Beckett, nothing's been addressed.
And that's why it makes no sense why we haven't seen Cameron Clark yet. All these guys that we're probably getting rid of that aren't a part of your offensive line for next year, and you didn't even get a fucking look at Cameron Clark, who you invested a 4th round pick in. My
worst nightmare is Gase will be the next QB coach for the Patriots if he gets hired from the Jets. That is a rumor going around. I can honestly give a shit where Gase goes next year. I don't care. Like I don't care about the Patriots. We got to worry about the Jets, dude.
It would just be another reason to hate him, but.
Yeah, I mean, let him go to the Patriots, dude. Like I watched I was a big Victor Green fan. He went to the Patriots. Revis went to the Patriots. I honestly don't care, man.
Yep.
I just want a good coaching staff here, man. Let Gase go there and destroy the Patriots, but his incompetence.
And before we get to more comments, you heard the quote from JJ Watt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, can we have one guy that just talks like that? Like that just understands like where the fans are coming from? Like that, like he said, they have the greatest job in the world, and that there are fans out there that like literally live and die with this shit.
Yep.
It's just like, can we have just one Jet player that like understands it, like from the fan perspective? Like we get it from like you're going to play hard, you're going to work out hard. He was setting the example. If you're going to be on that field, you do it a certain way. But he also get it like where the fans are coming from, and we don't have any like everybody's dancing, everybody's celebrating. Like fuck you guys that are rooting for losses. Like what are we celebrating here? So annoying, dude.
Next year has to be about the new beginnings with the new coach. Losing is unacceptable. Fight harder, be smarter. I mean, that's it. Like, we got to have a sense of accountability in this building. Like, we have nothing right now. No leadership. We've accepted losing. We've justified losing. It's part of the culture now. Players have all kinds of bad habits to the point where they're attacking fans for just trying to see the big picture. So, I don't know, man. We can totally trade down the draft and get Zach Wilson later. Then we trade Sam and get whatever we can for him. I mean, There's all kinds of options at quarterback right now. I mean, that's
going to be 4 months of this shit.
Trade us, Giant fans, that number 2 pick for Daniel Jones. That'll be a hard pass on that. I will do not do that.
Thank you. No, thank you.
Sam Darnold with a comment. Build around me.
We have no choice. I mean, we have a choice, but I think that's probably the best option.
How about trading Mims? He may be better value that way. I mean, why don't we keep Mims and build around him? Like,
or give him targets and see what he could be.
We get rid of Mims. What do we have? We have nothing. Primetime loyalty is admirable trait, but there is such a thing as blind loyalty. We have to let Sam go. Let him go. Primetime. Let him go for his and our sake. It's like he's begging you.
For his sake, I would agree that going to a different team, a better, structured organization, that's probably what he needs to revamp his career in the quickest fashion. But selfishly, as a fan of a team that hasn't had a franchise quarterback in forever, I still have some hope that he's that guy. I see some talent there. I don't think he's been surrounded with anything. I think Gase is a joke of a coach, one of the worst in the history of football as an offensive mind. And that's no way to develop your young quarterback. Everything around him has been shit. We can sit here and debate all day, whether or not he should be making certain rookie mistakes, getting rid of the ball a little bit quicker, not running out of bounds, taking a loss, like certain things about his game. Absolutely. He's got to clean it up. And next year, if he is back with a new coach and weapons around him, he'll have zero excuses from me. But to this point, I don't think they've done enough to surround him with talent where we can, have a proper evaluation and say, yeah, he sucks. He's a bust.
What is the furthest you guys are willing to trade back from 2? Well, it depends what you're trying to do. Are you saying Sam is our guy? We're going to trade back and get as much as we want?
No matter what, I'm not leaving the top 10. We need an impact guy, whether it's offensive line or a number 1 wideout. Like we need some premium talent.
Justin Fields with a comment. As soon as you draft me, though, be sure to draft Olaf with a 27 pick so I can stare him down all game long. God. Man. Buffalo got Diggs, true number 1, helped out Allen. Darnold needs his own to help his development.
Yep.
But not even Darnold. Your next quarterback, if it's not Darnold, whoever your next guy is, get him Allen Robinson. Get him a prime-time legitimate receiver and other young guys.
I was going to tag you in some tweets, but I didn't want to piss you off anymore. But Colin Cowherd, he did a video, and I think it was Brandon Tierney also that tweeted something because of the argument that we had yesterday that Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield was literally in the exact same position that Sam has pretty much been in for the last 3 years and had to deal with
stuff, dude. I have no problem responding to anybody.
I didn't want to add on to what I know you're already getting from a lot of fans.
No, but listen, I embrace it. Everybody took the time to tweet me yesterday and today. I have no problem responding to all of you.
Okay.
I accept direct messages, and I always respond to those. The comments on the videos, every one of them gets responded to. I have no problem. We're all big boys here. I can handle my Sam Darnold competition here. Oh, man. If they're blowing what's up, Miguel? If they're blowing the tank, JD should start feeling the heat. This organization looks like they have no clear plan and direction. Could not agree more. I could not agree more right now. The way the Jets have handled this tank season, letting Gase do this, letting him force feed Frank Gore till he got 16,000 yards, which nobody wants to talk about because the guy's a Hall of Famer. The way they've handled all this is embarrassing.
But that's the crazy thing. Like with that comment, like the plan coming in was not to tank. They weren't trying to be the worst team in football. It was only once they realized that they really didn't have a lot here that, they didn't really spend their remaining, $30 million in cap space, didn't really make any waiver moves. They pretty much accepted what it was. So yeah, I mean, Joe Douglas shouldn't have, been bailed out by the fact that they might get the number 1 overall pick. Now he's not getting that. Now the spotlight's directly on him. So yeah, absolutely.
He's got a lot of questions to answer anyway. Just his free agent class alone should make you question it. And the fact that we're saying we got to rebuild the offensive line next year when it's supposed to be a good work supposed to be done this year is just, Did you guys see Brett Coleman's video on the Jets' future? If so, what do you think? I did not see it. So
I didn't, but I'll check it out.
Somebody sent it to us. We'll check it out. I'm going to read anything or watch anything.
What's funny is I love Brett Coleman stuff, but he's actually one of the guys that sold me on Hackenberg coming out of the draft. So.
Bringing the extreme layer, dump all the dead weight. Well, a lot of the dead weights can be gone because they're on 1-year contracts. So I totally agree about the O-line. Ship them out. I mean, there's some dead weight there too, man. So let's see. Frank Gore Jr. at pick number 2. I mean, that would be in honor of Adam Gase and the departed. And that's be nice gesture.
Are we putting Frank Gore in the Ring of Honor? 16,000 yards, so we could celebrate him when he goes to Canton as a Jet.
The saddest part about this year is that Joe said that he thought this was going to be a winning team. That's why I have zero faith in going forward. He said
that's not the only thing he said that hasn't
best culture in sports.
Yep, best culture in sports. A lot of faith in Gase. 6-2 wasn't a fluke. Jamal's a Jet for life. His quotes. There's a long list of quotes that haven't exactly worked out for him yet.
Let's say Jets decide to trade the second overall pick and move back. Is Kyle Trask or Trey Lance worse than Fields or Wilson? No idea, man. No idea. Wish I could answer these questions for you. I don't know.
A lot of people, that I'm seeing are really hyping up Kyle Trask, but I feel like he's still going to be a little bit behind Fields and Wilson. Trey Lance is the one guy I don't really know too much about yet.
Huge priority, new coach, new conditioning coach, and work with Becton to achieve his potential while minimizing injuries. What do you think? I think a new offensive line coach is crucial. I think the conditioning coach has to be addressed because whatever Gase brought in wasn't working. No. They fired a long-time guy. It's been miserable since he's been gone, to the point that Becton's been hurt, Sam Darnold's been hurt. They're all getting hurt. The whole rookie class is hurt.
I think we knew that was going to be a problem right away when a lot of the Jets from like the late 90s, early 2000s were all commenting like, this guy was great. Why'd they fire him? Well, Adam Gase had to bring in his own guy, of course, and that usually doesn't work out.
Hey, Tyson and Kevin, hope you guys are well. Had a nice Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, too. Happy New Year to everybody, because obviously New Year's Eve and New Year's Day are coming up. I'm not sure if we'll do a show on New Year's Day night. Well, because we're going to do a live stream. We're going to be doing the Clemson-Ohio State game. So,
oh, shit, that's right.
Yeah, so Happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully this is a much better year than this last year.
Can't get much worse.
What's up, fellas? What's up, TJ?
Dude.
Let's go primetime. Hype me up. Sam is active in the chats.
I'm not going to hype you up, but I'm going to defend bringing you back with some talent around you.
You aren't trading down to get Zach Wilson. Those three quarterbacks are going top 5. I tend to agree with you. I tend to agree. I think, especially now, that it's just everybody's going to want him to be all hyped, and he has a good workout, and away we go. You can't blame Douglas regarding who to play. Power separation that the Johnsons generated by the head coach not reporting to the GM doesn't allow the GM to tell the coach who to play. As an organization, you have the meeting. You call a meeting and say, listen, we all as an organization need to figure out what we're trying to do here.
Are we really going to think that if Joe Douglas went to Chris Johnson and said, hey, we're 3 games away from Trevor Lawrence, we need to sit some people to make sure that happens, that Chris Johnson's going to say, no, we need to get this December win? Or is he going to be focused about ticket sales and Trevor Lawrence? What do you think?
I know. I think primetime hit the nail on the head. Joe Douglas is going to build this team through the draft with rookie contract.
And again, like that's why I'm still so mad about not having that number 1 pick, because we lost out on a ton of assets that we could have had if like the plan was to trade back, build around Sam. We could still do that from 2. But you still could have did it from 1 to 2. Jacksonville could get Trevor Lawrence, and you could do it again. You could trade back multiple times. Like there's so many ways they could have had so many more assets, given Joe Douglas, a little bit of wiggle room in case, not every pick hits.
Tyson and Prime, who do you think will be the culture guy that Joe Douglas will choose as head coach? I really think it is Martindale or Peterson if fired. The Martindale thing's picking up speed, which should be no surprise. We talked about him last week. And the reason why I talked about him last week is because Boomer Esiason mentioned him. And when Boomer mentioned shit, the Jets are floating ideas out there. So Martindale's picking up steam. He mentioned having either Marvin Lewis as a defensive coordinator, which would be good. The Clemson offensive coordinator as a coordinator. To me, I want like an established head coach, whether he's established in college or in the pros, like the Matt Campbells, the Bill Cowhers, guys like that. That's what I want. A guy that has a system. He has a plan. He knows how to run training camp. He doesn't do all this shit already. Like he walks in with a blueprint. Here's my system. Here we go. And let's do it. Not learning on the fly.
Problem is 2 weeks ago, you were probably, in position to get that guy. Now, I don't think so.
Frank Gore's son is almost the same age as he is. It's like watching Bonanza out there with a 50-year-old father and 3 47-year-old son. This team, man. This team is just tiresome. It's so tiresome.
And so convenient, too, like you were saying off the air, that like now he hits 16,000 yards. And, of course, now he's not going to play next week. Now he's hurt. Yep. Now he can't play.
He got hurt on that play. But they got him it, though. It's just this team just pisses me off, dude. Like I'm just
tired of what they do.
Yeah, it just wears you out. It gets you so freaking tired of it.
Yesterday, like, broke me. Like, I was getting through most of the year. I was enjoying the the live streams and everything. Yesterday just completely broke me.
What if Trevor pulls an Eli to the Jags and asks to be traded to New York in that draft? What would you do then? Your opinions? I don't think he's going to do that, man. Everything he said, he's all about the challenge. He embraces it. He wants to go to a market and just flourish and be the best he can be. I don't think it happens.
It's nice to think about, but yeah,
I don't think it happens. I mean, I would love some kind of drama like that. I would love for somebody to say, I want to play for the Jets. I would love to hear that, but we haven't heard that since.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you
And the other question we've gotten a couple times on Instagram also is, whether or not we think the Jets would try to trade up. Jacksonville's not trading that pick, I don't think.
they got what they wanted. They got the prize.
Yeah. Yep.
They got the ultimate lottery ticket.
So amazing, dude. 13 weeks. 13 weeks. We were out in front, worst team in football, and we find a way to screw it up at the end.
Will your plan get you arrested? It won't. No, I have a plan that if Gase stays, which he's not going to now, apparently it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. He's getting fired.
Yeah.
So, and once that's official, I will reveal what I was going to do. No problem. Had to make some phone calls to make sure it was going to happen, but just to make sure I didn't have to do anything. But I'm okay so far.
Well, we're not certain of that yet.
No, I'm not certain, but I had to make sure phone calls that I can still do what I want to do. So just in case things went the wrong way.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
it was like that.
Yeah, it was like that. Oh, shit. So let's go here back to the comments. Lots of people. Thank you guys for joining us once again. Thank you guys for joining us all year long too, man. That we definitely appreciate it. Let's see. Free agents want to play for a vet quarterback, not a rookie. We got to get a vet, guys. Trevor Lawrence would have been a selling point. You could have probably sold Trevor. These other guys may be a little more difficult.
Yeah.
To bring in Allen Robinson, you definitely got to overpay him if you're going to bring in a Zach Wilson or somebody.
Do you think there's any way they might go with a vet?
I'm trying to block it out because
me too. Me too. I just worry again. You got plenty of cap space. Other teams don't have it. If you're not sold on Sam and you don't want to take a chance on one of these kids, maybe you just build around a veteran. Maybe that's
Stafford, Mariota, Ryan,
Dak.
I don't think Dak is the last one I think would be. The Matthew Stafford one gives me a headache, but
I would hate that.
Yeah. Okay, George Carlin. Okay, guys, which player we need to pick first?
I love me some George Carlin.
Honestly, I have no idea, George. Unfortunately, I just don't know. I don't have no hot take on the quarterbacks because now it's like we never thought we'd be here. I was all Trevor Lawrence, so now it's like now I have to go sit here and go watch the tape and look at the film.
Deep dive
into the film. Drink a shitload of beer. Just it's awful, man.
I tried to avoid that for you.
The sunlight coming through the blinds at Kevin's place on Sunday was truly inspirational. It was the winning. What are your expectations in CJ Mosley?
Hard to say.
Got to be healthy. You should be faster, healthy,
Had enough time to get healthy.
Adam Gase with a comment. You guys should appreciate me more. And you've got enough appreciation. You guys should make season. You guys should make season-ending top 5 or 10 videos of the worst moments of the season.
I was thinking about doing that with all the live streams, like reactions to like the worst 10 moments or whatever.
Do it. You'd see us doing shotguns, headsets throwing, cursing. Like the one thing Romeo cut up. He did a cut up yesterday. Everything was a curse. I'm like, he cursed that much? I'm like, my God, terrible.
Sometimes I watch it back and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I don't even look at it. I just don't even want to watch it. What's up, Omar? Did anyone expect Douglas to say this team will suck this year? Based on the 1-year contracts and no guarantees, he knew what was coming. He also saved money for this offseason. And he also ruined Sam Darnold. He also ruined a lot of other things. I mean, that's just not how you build a team. You don't mail in a season.
He can't have it both ways, though. That's the problem. Yeah. You can't say that you want to build around Sam and you have all this belief that they're going to build off the 7-9 season and everything else, and then it doesn't work out, and it's part of the plan. We were just, saving assets and we were accumulating draft picks for the future.
You let Robbie walk and you sign Perriman right away. That you have some confidence, like he can replace him and he can't. You blew it.
Yep, $8.5 million. That's not.
None of the quarterbacks after Trevor give the franchise quarterback vibe. So is it the devil you know or the devil you don't? That's the great question, Carlos. That's exactly it. That's the problem he's going to face.
And at the very least, again, not to make another excuse for Sam, but at least the devil I know has faced a shit ton of adversity through his first 3 years, and he's still not completely broken yet. So something in his column.
Who do you guys want as head coach? I just want to see what the fans think. Joe Douglas asking us a question now.
I mean, Tower was my first choice. I think that's probably a pipe dream now. Matt Campbell might be my next best choice, to be honest. He's getting a lot of hype. He seems like a guy that would fit in well in New York. Bieniemy I still like, even though there's, some of the reports out there that I guess he didn't interview well and some other red flags with him. Really tough to say.
Lawrence comes around every 10 to 12 years. You not tank again. You cannot wait on Sam, and you can't expect a new coach to risk Sam being mediocre bad next year and rebooting after 1 year new coach. I can see that too. It's a risky move, man. There's risk in everything. There's
Yeah.
risk getting rid of Sam. There's risk keeping Sam. It's crazy.
None of these quarterbacks are proven.
Still floored you guys lived up to your word and sent me the autograph of Fireman Ed. Of course, man. That's how we roll here. We don't talk shit. We back it up.
Always.
What did you guys think of the Haskins release? Predictable.
Yep.
I give him credit for doing it, to be honest with you. Sometimes you got to, and that's been the kind of the trend in the NFL is like people are cutting ties with players, especially if you don't draft them yourself. But you're like, listen, it ain't working out. You're out. Like it's just.
Yeah, that was Ja'Kai Polite last year, but 3rd round pick.
Yep. Let's see here. Adam Gase is getting fired next Monday. But why wait this long? Get ahead on interviews. Good question, man. Because they don't want to give away the perception that they're quitting on the season or they're not organized or not giving them a chance. It's ass.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, and that's been a staple of the Johnsons. Since they've bought the team, they always worry about perception.
Oh shit, y'all doing live with Clemson Ohio State game? Of course, we got to listen. How can we not torture ourselves by watching Trevor Lawrence play? And we got to see what Justin Fields is. And I've watched him 3 times. I haven't been impressed at all, but maybe he has a coming out party where he just goes nuts and we can enjoy it.
I was say, watch Trevor Lawrence play like shit. Justin Fields lights it up, and everyone says we got the best quarterback now.
Yep. Do you guys think we are set at defensive line?
I wouldn't say we're set, but I mean we got 3 pieces between Foley, Shepard, and Quinton Williams.
Yeah, I mean,
what happened to Kyle Phillips this year? He was making a lot of plays last year. I feel like he barely even say his name. Did he?
Yeah, I think he got hurt, didn't he?
I know early in the year he was out there, but I don't feel like he was making plays at all. Maybe he's on IR.
Tyson, y'all's need to get a Colts offensive line, a Washington defensive line in the draft, and have a good young quarterback, but easier said than done, though. Yeah, you ain't kidding, man. The Washington defensive line is how many first-round picks on there? I mean, that's not easy to do that. And the Colts had just hit the jackpot because they had a Notre Dame guy spearheading them. I mean, that's what happens.
Yeah. I was going to say, with the Redskins defensive line, I mean, we allocated almost that many first-round – I'm not even going there. I mean, we pretty much did that many first-round picks on the defensive line, except we just didn't keep anybody except Mo, who was hurt, and then he made it in.
Would you guys feel better if Trevor came out and said he was going to pull a Favre? What did Favre do? I don't understand.
He was with, Atlanta for a year, and then they traded him, or 2 years?
Now that we have no chance at Trevor, would you be happy with the Jets winning against the Patriots? Why not? Might as well. It doesn't hurt.
Doesn't matter. Now we can be real fans. Now we can officially.
I mean, I think it's safe to say Gase is getting fired. So if you want to win a 3rd game, beat the Patriots, knock yourselves out. I'm just going to drink and enjoy it. Like, I can give a shit either way. The most important facet of this game, in my opinion, is Sam doesn't get hurt. Don't let him get hurt.
He shouldn't even play.
But like, if you want him back next year or you want to trade him, you get him healthy, dude.
Yeah, either way, don't play him. Don't play him.
Morgan should be playing, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's literally I was doing that today. I'm like, the Jets luck be like, all right, we're gonna double down on Sam, and the fucking kid gets hurt on Sunday.
Imagine.
Bengals want Sewell, trade with them, pick up another 2, then trade down to San Francisco and Falcons get more picks. Don't drop out of top 10. We have so many holes in this team. Next 2 drafts are big. I feel like we say this every year. This draft is big. This free agency class is big. Everything's big.
Yeah, but now we actually have the extra picks to, in theory, do something with it.
Tyson, you up for being the Jets conditioning coach? I'm sure you can get those guys ready to go so they're not injured every other game.
That might be your role.
Yeah, just sit there and yell at people and work out. They definitely need to address the strength conditioning group, man. They have no choice at all. Hey, guys, just saying that was me who mentioned you guys in that ridiculous tweet by Steve. Which one was it? Which one was it?
I forgot. I remember liking it, too. He tagged us. It was something Steve said. I think he was celebrating the win again.
Or I think it was about Sam Darnold. I don't care who Zach Wilson is. Sam Darnold's my guy or some shit. Oh, man.
Steve had a rough day on Twitter.
I roasted the hell of him like 4 or 5 times.
Tomorrow's going to be bad. Real bad.
Hey, I mean, you and Tyrone do a good job. I'll stay on Twitter. I keep everybody at them. I'll screen some calls. And if somebody wants to stir the pot a little bit, I have no problem just sharing words of wisdom.
Well,
he did. He was another happy Steve, another Victory Monday. I DM'd the video to you. All right, I'll check out Brett Coleman's stuff. I had no problem doing that. Let's see. Listen, we've asked Tyrone on. He works a crazy amount of hours, so he really can't do it. But when he can, we'll definitely get him on.
I was gonna say, if there's another night, I mean, I'm home
I
all
asked him,
week.
dude. I keep asking him. He's just super busy. I can't wait for Jets to hire a new coach for the reaction video.
Jeez. So yeah, here's this the tweet from Steve. I'll say this right now: Sam Darnold's our guy. This whole thing with the BYU guy, get the offensive lineman from Oregon or Agon.
Yeah, the spelling is horrendous. I try to be nice, man. I try to. It's been a rough couple weeks, man. I've been angry. I've been fighting with people.
You've been real angry
Because do you know what we're gonna head into in this offseason?
I'm aware of that, but I mentally and emotionally prepared myself by not completely giving up on Sam Darnold. So I'm still like, I haven't tossed him out. I haven't completely given up hope on him. So it's not as difficult for me to fall back on him, still being our quarterback and building around him. You, on the other hand, threw all your eggs in the Trevor Lawrence basket, and now you're going to be in mourning for like
Tyson is an insufferable Notre Dame fan. Thanks, Sam.
And a Jeff fan.
Yep. I'm just a miserable prick right now. I can't help it. We put a lot of energy into this shit, man. It gets so exhausting. And we've been through these, we did a radio show throughout all these debacles over the years. And I already know how this offseason is going to go. These quarterback debates are going to be nauseating. Miserable. It's going to give all of us headaches, and they're starting already.
Yep.
And it's just like, well, I watched on YouTube. I'm like, oh, here we go. We got to
get picked in the end zone.
We got to get some of these Let's Talk Jets radio shirts. We got to work on that.
Well, we have them. We just got to make more of them.
Yeah, we got a lot of things we got to do. Bill's fake punt. I just missed a good comment. Shit, my bad. Our chat's just funny. Yeah, we got to work on something prime time. That's your job. Funniest moments of the year. We got a bunch of them.
I'll work on it.
What's up, Sasha?
What's up, dude? It's Germany, right?
Yep. A lot of people from overseas. Tyson's headphones are getting a long way to break this Sunday. You ain't kidding, man. I'm not going to throw anything. I'll be calm. Probably get pretty hammered.
Are we having Titanic on in the background? You doing that?
If the new head coach wants Sam to be his guy, it checks off two boxes. Again, Sam should not be forced on any new candidate.
That I agree with. That I agree with. Even the biggest Sam supporter should not want him thrown on a new head coach and being forced onto somebody. Let the new head coach pick who he wants to work with.
Tyson, have you forwarded your plan more? I had to make some phone calls to make sure that my plan can still happen, just in case. But I don't think it's going to happen. So, and once this is all over, I will be sure to tell everybody. So, I think it's a pretty clever plan. It's different than what's been happening before, but we'll see. I'm for scoping IPAs in and envisioning a Sam goal line run, laying a hit on someone, scoring, winning a Super Bowl. Okay.
How about that shoulder he laid on that Browns line?
He ran over with that linebacker.
Yeah. That was impressive.
Winning a Super Bowl. Just have a winning season. Make the playoffs. Would you guys be happy if we get Allen Robinson and Joe Thuney? Absolutely.
Of course. Yep.
Can't get mad about that.
Imagine you sign Thuney, draft Sewell, then you sign Robinson, your other first-round pick, you trade up, get another receiver. Offense is pretty good to go.
Bills just converted a fake punt attempt that got a first down. Well, they're playing to win.
They were inside the 10, and then it looked like Allen got picked, but then they were discussing it, so I don't know if there was a penalty or what happened. It's commercial now.
This team needs a Ron Rivera type coach. I completely agree. And it was funny. I mentioned him last year. I think I mentioned him because I want to keep fired.
You would fire Gase, yeah.
It's just exhausting, man. I disagree that the other quarterbacks aren't franchise quarterbacks. I believe that since Lawrence is such a transcendent talent, it minimizes the other quarterbacks. I agree. There's so much hoopla and hype around Trevor Lawrence. Everybody else is getting discounted, but there's always another guy that comes out of nowhere and shocks people.
That was Pat Mahomes 3 years ago.
Yep.
He came on towards the end, had a great combine. He was still the third quarterback taken. Jets could have had him at 6. He went, I think, 11th, 10th or whatever.
What the fuck can release their top 10 pick from last year's draft, but the Jets can't fire a coach that ruined their organization?
Did you say what the fuck? Washington football team.
Oh.
Come on, dude.
My bad.
Not everything's got to be an F-bomb.
Dude, I trying to read. Washington football team can release their top 10 pick from the draft. The Jets can't fire their coach. My bad. Jeez. It's only getting ahead on interview on guys already with an NFL team that said NFL teams allowed to do the interview. The fact of the matter is teams are going to be 2 weeks ahead of us in terms of interviewing, scheduling, getting a chance to talk to other candidates. If you know you're going to fire your coach, keeping him makes no sense. It just doesn't. I mean, they've known for weeks they're going to fire him. Let's see here. Hey, we have our quarterback already. We have Crowder. No need for Fields, Trevor Lawrence, or Watson.
Forgot about that.
Basham playing very well. Basham, Lange, John Franklin Myers all played very well. Nathan Shepard played very well for a couple weeks now. Yeah, Kyle Phillips got hurt. I remember that.
Forgot about that.
Yep. This is a lot of pain Jet fans are going, though. I mean, this offseason is going to be brutal, man. Absolutely brutal. It's just
as long as they can get the head coach right, I think we'll have some optimism as the plan unfolds. But right now, I mean, I fear they're going to screw that part up.
I'm ready to scoop up that right tackle. I want this offensive line to surprise the league in a good way next season. Well, he's actually a left tackle, isn't it? They want to move him to right.
I think so, yeah.
You're not going to move Becton, I don't think.
Oh, you could move Becton.
Yeah, I guess you could.
In theory.
Wouldn't want to. I mean,
he's still got a little bit to prove against, speed rushers. So
Trevor Lawrence, similar to Andrew Luck, but Russell Wilson was in the draft. This notion that Trevor is the only great talent can't be true, right? I mean, there's always somebody that surprises you, man. There's diamonds in the rough everywhere. There's guys. That's what Joe Douglas came here for. That's why he's here. He's paid to evaluate talent and find his guy. There's got to be a plan B, and it could be in the draft, or it could be Sam.
I think it's going to be Sam. Oh, mainly because Joe Douglas also came out, during the midseason presser and said it was on him, that he didn't surround Sam with enough talent. He owned that himself. So I think it would kind of be a poor reflection of him if he then ships out the quarterback that he admittedly didn't help.
Tyson, are you ready for a call from Steve tomorrow? I'm always ready for that shit. And which caller last Friday was talking about labels and Tyson lost it then?
Mike in Jersey City.
Yep. Yeah. That was it, man. That was set me back.
Yeah.
I've been angry. I've been angry for a couple of weeks now, but that shit just pissed me off. It just
that was probably a top 3, top 2 call all time, if not the most fiery we've had.
Because it's just ridiculous. Like something, I could tell. Like, listen, man, everybody's got opinions, and we argue and we debate, we try to have fun with it. But some shit is just so off the wall. I can't.
Well, I was gonna say the last 2 weeks have really been like the first time that we've been able to test out like the new format with the cursing. Like when we faced some adversity, like the first 13 weeks, we were all happy. They lost, which was essentially a win. So this was kind of the opposite, where we finally lost, and we got some of the old school debates, and that's why we have the forum like this now.
Will you guys please do a draft day stream? Absolutely.
We will.
Dude, we're year round, man. We will not stop. We'll be doing all kinds of, we do Tuesday show all year round. We'll figure out live stream schedules.
We could even bring people on here. I mean, the same way we do a call-in show, like we could just send people the link if they want to hop on and kind of do it that way too. So
actually, Tyson, any of your students show up today? I actually had a packed class tonight, and they were just all walked in. They're just like
shaking their heads.
Yeah. They just knew, dude. They were just like, holy shit, man. So how are you guys going to afford Tyrone next year now that he's hit superstar status? Good question, man.
It's true.
Not really sure how we're going to do that.
I'm waiting for Steve to start asking for money.
Yeah. Tyson, honestly, you'll need to hire an offensive coach who is a great OC like Bill's offensive coordinator and find position coaches in college or around the league who are up and coming. That's the goal. But you need a good head coach, man. A guy that can manage both sides of the football, get everybody organized, time management, roster management.
Yeah, because coordinators come and go.
Yep. But Daboll is definitely a guy. Another question on him. I mean, look, watch the Bills tonight, man. It's hard to not appreciate what he's doing.
Touchdown a few minutes ago.
Did you guys see Costello's latest piece on Greg Williams?
It was actually, I think, Cannizzaro, but Costello tweeted it out basically saying that the last few weeks highlight the fact that Adam Gase should have fired Greg Williams weeks ago.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I mean, just.
Yep.
Jets are in an endless loop. I feel like we've been in this position a million times before. You're not kidding, man.
Which is why this is so frustrating.
Does this last loss mean I can't take my Darnold jerseys off eBay? Better keep them, Dan. Better keep them. Wear them on Sunday.
At least my Sam Darnold, Joe Namath jersey worn card 2/15 has some value still that I bought before the year.
Tyson and Prime, if Fields beats Clemson on the 31st and looks unbelievable and goes on a Watson run, I'm sure we're going to draft him. It'd be hard not to, man. Because you imagine if Justin Fields just lights it up against Clemson and beats Trevor Lawrence?
So what?
Dude, the hype around him, fans will be out of their – dude, I'll be out of my mind. Like, oh, my God, this is it. We need a glimmer of hope.
It still comes down to what the new head coach wants.
Just let Sam play decent on Sunday and not get hurt. So if you want to trade him, he still has some value.
I don't even want him to play on Sunday. There's no reason for him to.
Make Let's Talk Jets radio shirt. Let's Talk Jets shirts on bingo board. Oh,
I'll change up the bingo board this week. I saw somebody comment that we got to switch it up a little bit.
Tyson's headphones are rescinding the lawsuit. Yeah, my headphones are safe this Sunday. I promise I will not get. There's nothing I can get mad about other than Sam getting hurt. Nothing else I can get mad about.
You'll find a way. You'll find a way. They'll do something to
There's
piss you
nothing.
off.
Dude, win or lose, I'm not going to care. They can win, great. They lose, I don't care. Just don't get Sam hurt. That's it.
Becton will get hurt. Something will happen.
After watching this team for the last 48 years, I am numb to all this. Nothing surprised me anymore. For years, Hess was horrible. Now it's the Johnsons. Neil, you say this, but I know you get mad, dude. I know you get mad. We all say we don't get mad, and there's things that get you pissed off. I assure you, you're mad. Things are going to piss you off with the head coaching search. You're going to hear a rumor that's going to bother you when they say they're going to interview Jim Caldwell or some other guy that you're not going to like, Marvin Lewis. I guarantee you, they'll get to you, man.
It's more the thought of going through all that has me angry / nervous, whatever you want to say. And the fact that, again, we were the worst team in football for 13 weeks. We had the clear path to reshaping everything, and we flushed it away for some meaningless wins.
Guys, Trip, at least you have your dignity.
Not really. Have you been watching the live streams this year?
I'm pretty sure the last 2 weeks I've lost all my dignity. It's completely gone. I've lost everything.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Here comes all these YouTube milk hypers saying we should draft quarterback A, B, C, D. I'm already getting it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting all these tweets. Did you see this video? Watch this video. Look at it. I'm like, dude, I'm not an expert. I don't know. YouTube highlight doesn't do shit for me. Primetime, your job for making a video of all the season's funny moments is simple. All you need to do is download all the videos from the year and put them and done. Last year, the chaos, man.
50-hour compilation. In about 20 hours, will be all Frank Gore.
Stay away from Arthuni.
Yep.
Need him. He's a Patriot fan.
Wayne
Haskins. We don't need him, man.
No, thanks.
I'll pass on that one. Woody will not be back. I'm in charge now. Christopher Johnson with a bold statement.
Hopefully not.
Let's see. I want Wilson, Fields, Sewell, and trade for Allen Robinson, but that's basically impossible. Yeah, you're not getting. Yeah, we want that's not happening.
Well, if you take Sewell. Wait, why would you trade for Allen Robinson? He's a free agent, right?
Yep.
But if you take Sewell at 2, in theory, I guess you could trade your other first-round pick, a second, and a future first to go get your quarterback. If you wanted to bring him in with 2 anchors on the O-line, I guess that's a possibility. But
the downside of the Jets being so bad is we haven't been able to enjoy the Pats sucking too.
That's true.
That's very true. That's an excellent point. We can enjoy it this Sunday when they're both playing a meaningless game.
I won't even
enjoy that. Tyson's going to be a real fan next week. Yeah, I am. I'm actually going to cheer for the win. I'm going to root for positivity. I'm not going to get mad about nothing. I'm going to be just like everybody else now. One big happy Jets fan, enjoying my favorite team play.
I'm so done with that. The real fan talk.
I'm a real fan on Sunday. I haven't been a real fan for about 8 weeks, man. So now I'm back. I'm finally back. I'm back on the bandwagon.
Don't get me started.
Joe Namath, Happy New Year, and remember to drink responsibly. And don't drive. Whatever you do not drive.
Yep.
There's Uber, there's Lyft, there's friends. There's just don't drive, man. Happiest moment as a Jets fan.
Happiest? Probably when we beat the Patriots, actually. In the
long time I've been happy for this organization. There's not been much, man.
Nope.
It's just and any moment of happiness is short-lived because usually something happens shortly after that fucks it up.
Every single one, either the following week or the week after, they do something stupid. So the Patriot win, you got the Steeler game right after. The year before where you beat San Diego, you upset them on the road, you blow it against the Colts in the championship game. The Jacksonville win with Denver.
The Bills lost in Buffalo.
You win the division against the Packers, beat the Colts 41-0, then you blow it with Oakland the week after. It's always something.
It's always short-lived. Let's see. You guys looking for a reader? I misread one thing. I dropped an F-bomb. I can't help it. Any thought to one giant Zoom call with us to celebrate Gase being fired? We could try it. The problem with the Zoom thing is like everybody would be unmuted, so just be like one big, just everybody. It's
we tried that last year during the draft, and it was pretty chaotic. So
it was tough to deal with. Yeah, that's what I think. But I won't read this because primetime make it the word F. Is that better for you, primetime? Is just a part of every Jets fan vocabulary at this point. Is that better?
I say fuck.
I'm just making sure. I read the word wrong. You're like, oh, you're cursing too much.
No, I didn't say you were cursing. I said you looked for an opportunity to drop another.
Oh, yeah, it's Jags and Jets didn't fire yet because we have leverage with the top 2 picks. Come on, man. Oh, this is this
Such a long
team.
4 months.
Thank God there's one more week, Snoopy. Thank God. And it's so funny. The best part of this is when you post a video, dude, I truly enjoy it. Everyone takes time to give us comments, leave us feedback. But dude, the names on there. Actually, I had a friend of mine today text me. He's like, dude, your comments are hysterical. Could you have like Chris Johnson, Adam Gase, Snoopy, Sam Darnold, Chris Herndon? It's like, you got to read it. You're like, what?
Wonder if it's all the same person.
It's so funny. Listen, if you take time to do it, I definitely appreciate it, man. It is so friggin' funny.
That's why I can't wait for next year. If like we could do some tailgates, finally like see all the faces behind the names and shit.
Tyson in primetime, thoughts on the Ravens DC as our potential head coach?
Don't know enough about him.
Great resume, very respected. Ties to Joe Douglas.
The same thing we say about every candidate. If they think he's that CEO guy that could oversee everything, he's a leader. He's a guy that players would respect. Yeah, knows football. Like you're not going to be, questioning his in-game adjustments or the things he says, in the press conference when he tries to explain his rationale for certain things. Like if he's an X's and O guy, leader, all that, I'd be on board.
And the rumor was he takes the Clemson offensive coordinator as his coordinator and has Marvin Lewis or somebody like that be his defensive coordinator, which I'm a big fan. If you're going to be a first-time coach, having a former head coach as a coordinator, that helps you with the rules, the penalties, time management, clock management, all that shit. It helps you with that. So not my top guy, but here comes Jake. Just wait for this. Jake is a Fields guy and is ready. He's been trying to go at Tyrone for 3 weeks now about Fields. So I'm looking forward to that live stream on what is that? It's Friday, right? They play New Year's Day, right?
Yeah, I think so. What I'd be curious to ask Jake, and we could talk about it, I guess, on Tuesday if he calls in. Like, would there be a price that another team, let's say, picking in the top 10 could offer in a trade where your opinion on Fields would then change, whether it's trading back and taking a Zach Wilson or just taking all those pieces and building around Sam? Is there a certain value that would, kind of lean you towards the other way, or is he just that good you can't pass him up?
Jake is all about Fields, man.
That's what I figured.
Yep. If Sam actually played decent the last couple weeks, I'd feel better about the option of bringing him back, but at best he was meh. Yeah.
Hasn't turned the ball over in 3 weeks. Baby steps. I mean.
Oh, there you go.
Knock him when he turns the ball over, so he goes 3 weeks without turning it over.
I'm not anybody. I just
give him credit for
my job is just to read the comments. After 3 years, very rare for a quarterback to get a lot better. Please draft a goddamn quarterback late first round or second.
Alex Smith took 6 years, I believe, until he got Harbaugh and a competent coaching staff, and then he was winning 12, 13 games a year. So,
any way of Trevor sinking to number 2? Nope, not at all. I wish. I mean, that happened. Tyson, you're asking me. You are the head coach. Do you trade Sam? I do.
In a heartbeat.
He is gone. Adios. And it's no disrespect. I honestly think change of scenery is better for him. Like, I'm done with him, so I like him to go to some other organization to figure it out. I can't deal with him anymore.
Without having a feel for any of the other quarterbacks, without having watched any film on any of these other guys,
I will trust any of them over Sam at this point. I just want to try a reset. I'm just done.
Right.
That's how I feel.
But I'm not going to get into it.
Nope.
I know better.
Tyson says he won't get banned now, but I think Gase will make sure to get him angry one last time before he gets fired. I promise. I'll tell you right now. I will do a shotgun if I display any anger on Sunday. I'll shotgun right there. You pointed out and said you're angry. I'll shotgun. The minute you say you're angry, I'll shotgun. I'm not going to be angry on Sunday. I will not. I refuse.
By about the 4th or 5th drive when he's passing on first down every time, opening up all the gadget plays,
but
then
we're going to see a wide open offense. There's no Frank Gore now. Now we'll see Josh Adams back and Ty Johnson. We'll see everybody now. Mm-hmm. Primetime shotgun for the kids. Tyson, why do you want Sam to get hurt? You don't want him? No. I said I want Sam to not get hurt. You need Sam Darnold to get out of this game on Sunday healthy. Either you want him back next year or you want to trade him. The last thing you want is an injury. Because if it, you want to pass a physical, you want to be healthy, you want his value high. Brett loves Dable. Peyton loves Gase. What's next? Brady loved the water boy in 2019 season. Tyson, you had no dignity the second you said we should get rid of me. Listen, Sam, no offense. I want you gone. That's it.
No shit, you want him gone.
You should draft the best football player on the board at number 1.
Wish we had number 1.
Yeah, that's there goes that. How is Gary Sanchez coming back to Yankees, but DJ so far isn't? I don't understand. I would have traded Gary Sanchez last year.
I was saying Gary Sanchez wasn't a free agent, right?
Yeah, they picked up his
arbitration, right?
Yeah, I would trade him last year, dude. That experience is just has to end. He's a DH at this point.
Yeah, you can't live with a catcher that's a defensive liability, especially when you got a guy like Cole
strikes out 3 times a game. You can't bat 210 and keep a guy.
Yeah.
Would there ever be a game the Jets lose that will hurt as much as the Jets win versus the Rams? Well, they've won 2 games now. So the Rams game doesn't even mean anything now. It's like now they just blew it all together.
I thought he was talking about like in general. Like, will there ever be a game that the Jets lose that will hurt as much as that?
Yeah, I mean, the Jets lost to the Broncos on a championship game, bummed me out. The Jets blowing a lead against the Colts in the championship game bothered me.
I was gonna say, other than Buffalo in the last decade, that win probably hurt more than any other loss that we've had.
Yeah, I mean, I've had those championship game losses are devastating, man. Absolutely devastating. Especially the Broncos one. Even the Steelers game, I thought Sanchez gets one more drive, he wins that game. But that what if thing again. What would we have to give Jacksonville to trade for number 1 overall? It's not happening. They're not going to do it. And the thing is this: I don't think they're going to do it. Even if they did, we're going to give up all the resources we desperately need to build around Trevor Lawrence. So you're basically defeating the whole purpose anyway. You're going to be back in the Sam Darnold thing, where like you're going to have Trevor and nobody around them. Like it's just.
Yeah, Jacksonville's not trading it anyway. So
no, but it's just we can't give up those resources. I'm mentally prepared for us hiring Bill O'Brien or Jim Caldwell. Oh, I would not be.
Bill O'Brien scares me.
They both scare me, dude.
He just seems like the exact prototype that the Johnsons would get convinced to hire by some outside source that's recommending the hire.
Can we get a Gase goodbye interview next Monday?
I think we're gonna have to.
I think we may have to get one
more for the road.
What did caller Steve do now? Well, he likes to attack now. He gets a little brave on social media, fires out these things. Then he told me to kiss his ass today, which was clever. And I'm like, that's fine, dude. I'm like, you can keep talking all you want, bro, because we're gonna have options on our radio show. It's called answering your phone call. We don't have to answer it. So you can sit on hold for 2 hours and not get on. That's cool.
Told you to kiss his ass.
He did. Because he offered a comment. Well, I'll tell you what it was. I was like, what the heck is he saying?
Josh Allen with a nice deep ball for a touchdown. That was like
where is this comment?
yards.
It's the most absurd comment.
I think there's a flag though.
My Twitter account's a mess, dude. Jesus Christ. It is so bad right now. I pissed off a lot of people yesterday.
Can't imagine why.
What's that?
Can't imagine why.
Oh, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? All right, so Steve wrote, it was retweet if you're celebrating your last victory Monday, right? So I'm like, go ahead, Steve. And he goes, that's a very cold take. I'm like, you would know. That's all you have. And he goes, here, Tyson, this is for you. Kiss my ass. And I'm like, my response was, you're gone. Good luck getting on the show.
I can't wait for tomorrow. No, he's got to get on.
Is this the time of the show we chat about condiments and movies?
Almost there, I think.
We're almost there, man. And pretty soon we're gonna do. Don't worry, we're gonna have our Titanic live stream. We're gonna view Titanic all together and watch that a live stream.
I'm gonna be unbearable during that.
Then we'll do prime time. We'll do prime time movie reviews. Oh man!
And since I finally got my light, it's also I'll show you. It's also like a camera thing. I'm embarrassed to say how long it took to set up. But because I have this now, I could start doing some cooking with primetime videos. And
there we go. This is We should trade for Jordan Love. The Packers always draft good quarterbacks.
I could see in 2 years if like Sam doesn't work out, like if we choose that path, Aaron Rodgers becoming available once they turn the page to what in 2 years?
I don't want Aaron Rodgers in 2 years. I want my own quarterback, my own long-term quarterback.
You loved Brett Favre when they got him. It'd be the same shit.
I was a big Favre. I was a dumb fan then. I'd stick with Sam, get a good coach, trade back, and surround him with talent, build a roster. And if Sam is not the answer after his 5th-year option, you'll draft a quarterback and have pieces in place.
That's exactly what I've been saying. Because you can't go wrong with that path. You literally can't go wrong.
You can go wrong with that path.
No, you can't. If you can. You can commit on all the draft picks, yes.
No.
If you build a foundation, you can't go wrong.
No.
At some point, you'll have everything in place, and then you can bring in the quarterback.
Assuming Sam plays well.
Even if Sam plays like shit. If you build your roster and you have a young roster with foundational pieces in place, Even if Sam shits the bed over the next 2 years, you can bring somebody in with a team that's ready to win.
So you're going to have 2 years of losing, which means your coach probably gets fired. And then you're going to start over again because you can't get the quarterback right. Then Joe Douglas didn't get fired because he kept Sam for 2 more years, didn't find his answer.
But I'm saying, though, you'd be bringing somebody into to a situation that has talent that's ready to win, in theory. If you're stockpiling picks, you trade back and you've got, how many first rounders would you have? Right now, you have 4 first rounders over the next 2 years. So in theory, if you trade back from 2 to, somewhere in the top 10, you get an extra one this year, another one next year. That'd be 6 first rounders. You got 2 seconds, 3 thirds, I think. Like, you should be able to build something nice with that. So even if Sam doesn't work out and you have the roster, kind of like what we did for the last 2 decades, like with Sanchez and everybody else, like we were always trying to find the quarterback. We always had the offensive line. We usually had a good defense. We never had the quarterback. Now we would have all the pieces, and they would be young pieces. So you'd have time to find the quarterback and bring him into a pretty good situation.
All right.
You don't like the plan at all.
All right. Tyson's going to be happy on Sunday. Watch the Jets lose. And the Jets lose, I'll be happy too. It won't bother me one bit. Are you guys seeing this? Brian Dable's play design has everybody open. 2 wide open touchdowns dropped by Buffalo receivers.
Yeah, I see the Bills are driving right now.
Hey, guys, if Jets can't get Allen Robinson, would Gallup be a good fallback plan?
That's a name we haven't really heard mentioned a lot. But yeah, he's had a nice year as the third option with Dallas.
Happiness moment was drafting Sam Darnold.
I was so happy when they got him.
Yep, you were.
That was my guy.
See, even Sam said that. You insulted Sam now, man. He's not.
It was one of my happiest moments, but you haven't really lived up to it yet. I'm still in your corner. I'm still backing you up, but you got to show me a little more.
Will there be an exit interview with Gase on your show? Absolutely. We will definitely have him on. I've spent so many years losing my mind over bad Jets moves. I finally realized that I have no power. I root for wins and we lose. I root for losses. I root for losses and we win. Hopefully things improve. I agree, man. Everything's just ass backwards right now. Let's see. Imagine how bad we would all feel if we ride the Sam Darnold wagon again. The Pats trade for Wilson. He ends up lighting it up. They have the draft picks to do it.
I don't care what the Pats do. It doesn't bother me. The Bills are the team to beat right now.
Yeah, the Bills are they're light years ahead of us right now. It's not even really close, to be honest with you. Tyson, you need to have a caller Hall of Fame with Steve being the poster boy. We got some great callers, man. We have, Greg from Massachusetts is probably one of my favorite callers. There's some really good callers. Even Dan from Howard Beach, excellent. We've got some really good callers, man.
Yep. Dan always brings it. Yep.
Larry, it was Larry from Harlem. I think he's in Harlem.
Yeah.
Is that where he's from? He's excellent. Yep. There's some really good ones. Is my wife in here? I haven't seen Jennifer yet tonight.
Either the Bills just hit an offensive. I think they just hit an offensive lineman. When I was they're blocking tight end. Nice play design by Dable again. Touchdown.
Live stream the Bills Patriots game. We're not doing that. Not tonight.
We're giving some comments on it.
Yeah, I don't have my TV on right now. I have no help yet. Tyson still blames me. Sam, if you want to fight, we're gonna bore all our viewers. So we're not gonna do this. We'll say this for another day. But I know you want to.
They love when you fight. But he is right though. He is right though. You've said he has no help. Like, you've criticized all the moves that Joe Douglas makes. You've said Adam Gase is an awful coach. So you've acknowledged what he's telling you, that he's had no help, but you still blame him.
Tyson, shotgun Sunday. If you say, "What are we doing here?" I'll do that too. So now we get 2 things. If I get mad, or if I say, "What are we doing here?" I will shotgun. I'll do it. This is how much I don't care about Sunday's game. I'm going to sit back and be Tyson fanboy. I may even wear. I can't wear jet shit. I'll even wear jet. I won't even do. We can't. So I'm just gonna sit back and we're just gonna enjoy this. I may have I
think we could wear jet stuff. Wouldn't be an issue.
Dude, we can't push our luck, man. Do you know how much deep shit we're in right now? Do you have any idea?
Could you imagine if they actually said something about us wearing a jet shirt? Nobody wants to wear a jet shirt right now. So if we actually had the audacity to put our jet shirts on in front of,
do you realize we've had the coach on wearing a donkey mask? We had the owner on wearing a clown mask. Do you think we could push our luck with anything at this point? Seriously, do you honestly think?
How did we get?
we are on thin ice, man.
A year ago, we were like a professional podcast. We didn't curse. We didn't break any rules.
We
were
broke
on the
every
sideline.
fucking rule. We have burned every bridge. They're waiting
This
for
is
us.
this is what they've done to us. I blame
They're
them.
just
This
waiting
is what
for it,
they've
dude.
done to us.
They're sitting here like, oh, they finally did something we can get them on.
This is what they've done.
Yeah. How many more subs have you guys got this year? Oh my god, dude. It's been over. I'll tell you what, it's been overwhelming and could not be more appreciative. I mean, and the thing is, like we told you guys yesterday, we didn't know how to live stream like 3 months ago. We didn't know what a live stream even was. We didn't know how to do it.
Doing this has made the year worth it. I mean, I can't even imagine like what we'd be doing or how we'd be getting through all these games through this season with this shit.
Yeah, we'll fix things too. I guess I think Garkus told us yesterday you can get like the score and time on the screen, all this other shit.
Well, you know what we're gonna have to fix for next year? Because this year I didn't mind because the games were meaningless. You can't be 2 seconds ahead of me. We can't have that going. Like in meaningful games, I can't sit there and watch you like have the reaction before I see the play.
What the fuck you want me to do? Sit home and not watch TV?
Well, you got to put it on like pause, delay it 2 seconds.
Get their cable.
So what are you going to do then when I'm at the game? And if you're sitting at home, I'm going to be ahead of you. You're going to enjoy that? You're going to hate that shit.
How are you? If you're at the game, I'll be doing it for myself. I'll be here on the.
I'll join on my phone.
Oh God.
Yeah, stadium experience.
Oh, that would be just.
Go live from the tailgate.
Then I can mute you. I'll just like little button here, like
dominating beer pong.
You ain't dominating shit in beer pong.
Play you in virtual beer pong.
If you pissed off a lot of people, Tyson, then it's only proof of the old saying that the truth hurts. Yeah, my Twitter account last night was a disaster, absolute disaster. I don't know. So if I did offend people last night, I apologize. I was just pissed off. So it is what it is. You guys need to watch a Wilson game. I started watching. To be honest, I started watching some of his games, like bits and pieces, and I started watching some like other analysts that people don't usually watch. I watch their like reviews of him.
Yeah.
But the competition level is a big concern. You don't know what he is in certain situations. How about we revisit the Kirk Cousins sweepstakes?
That's right. He's going to be a free agent, right?
My God.
Imagine.
No. Five Finger Death Punch. I saw them in concert with who were they in concert with? Godsmack? I saw them like 2 years ago. Awesome. The first name, I've heard of them, but I haven't seen them. And thank you guys for the music recommendations. I actually watched Ryan Upchurch today and Savannah Dexter, I think her name was. So I'll add those. I have a list now. I got a list. I'm gonna have music reviews now coming up soon. So thank you for that. Ryan Upchurch is wild, dude. He's a country singer that raps. Yeah. And he just gives zero shits, dude. He just rips anybody. Like, it's just, dude is wild, man.
I used to rap.
Thank you, Prime Time.
You're welcome, Sasha.
Trey Lance is the man. You used to rap? You say you used to rap?
Yeah. I used to write, like, in high school, I'd have my own little freestyle book, write raps and shit. Yeah.
Dude, you get the rap show now. You got to, why am I doing music reviews? You should be doing it.
Reviews? No.
You gotta watch rappers and review them, like Tom McDonald and Ryan Upchurch.
I wouldn't be good at that.
Come on, man. Why am I doing music reviews?
Oh, you enjoy doing that.
I love watching new music, man.
I do need some new music though. I did 4 miles today. First time.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Sam on spelled backwards is no mas. I can't take anyone telling me. I'm not sure what's going on in the chat right now.
Can't take it.
Caller Steve just loves attacking people. That's definitely true. He gets definitely a keyboard warrior. No doubt about that. Cooking with Primetime should be watch a serial killer cook without condiments.
Tyson will back me on my food.
His food is good, Vanessa. I'm not gonna lie to you. He definitely cooks some meat food.
I cook some good food. If you want to put condiments on it afterward, you could do that, but I cook some good food without it.
Prime time, stop. You have to go up on Sam. If you love him, you will learn to let go. I agree.
I agree that yes, he would probably do better in another situation. But again, selfishly, we don't have a quarterback. We haven't had one in forever. I'd like to see us make it work with him instead of taking a chance on another kid that would probably come in with similar questions.
Tyson, we should draft a quarterback later and Sewell so that if Sam doesn't perform, you can go to the new quarterback. So you want a quarterback competition with Sam. Yikes. Could
see that, actually.
Sam has enough talent to not be absolutely terrible. Okay.
I mean, if Mark Sanchez could get you to back-to-back AFC championship games, I think we would agree Sam has more talent than Sanchez had. So if you could build up a similar team, then
I like the garbage can in this one. Sam Darnold is trash with the little can.
I like the picture with Santa lounging out.
Primetime 20-year plan.
Oh, we're halfway there.
I will punch my own nuts if Jacksonville wins and the Jets lose this Sunday. You got to tape it. Unless you tape it, we don't believe you. We want video proof if you do that, because we won't believe you.
Do you like the video with the guy with the brick?
Yep. Yeah. I can't take anyone tell me right now how great Trey Lance or Zach Wilson or Kyle Trask is going to be. I just can't. It's too soon, and nobody knows anyway. It's a roll of the dice.
Yep.
We're all lottery tickets, man. All of them.
And I think you're the same way with Sam Darnold. You don't want to hear anybody telling you how good he's going to be without anything on film to say that yet.
Yep. You're absolutely right. I'm not going to watch the
12. I get it. No, I get it.
Watch the 12 plays on YouTube that you're going to show me, because I'm not going to watch it.
All right.
Come on, Tyson. You got to go big or go home. For what? What am I? I just agreed to do 2 shotguns. But you got the towel hanging on the wall already. Yeah, we're getting away with that, but you can't physically wear it. You can't, like, I know other shows are wearing Jets t-shirts and Jets hats and all that shit, and they're getting away with that. We have different rules. We don't have those rules.
I really don't think they would fuck with us if we.
How much you want to bet?
You think?
You want to bet? I will bet you. I'm
almost inviting it to happen, just so, like, whatever communication they do to say, hey, you guys can't wear that, just so, like, we could read it on the air. It's like, this is what they're actually saying to us. We can't wear Jets apparel. I'd
rather just stay on our island by ourselves and not go down this bridge again, because why start another war? For what reason?
That's true.
Like, but I assure you that it'll be a problem. I guarantee you. I know for a fact it'll be a problem. Dude,
well, we're before, yeah, then it probably
we don't have the same rules, man.
Well, if Gase is fired, though, then maybe that's out the window.
Yeah. Tyson going to be shotgunning like 100 times on Sunday. I'm not getting mad. I'm telling you, I'm not going to get mad.
You say that now. You say that now.
There's nothing. What could be mad? Like what?
Gase opens the playbook. Becton gets hurt. There's a number of things.
He did it this week.
There's a number of things that could happen.
Should Jets lock up Marcus maybe for free agency starts?
I don't think they'll meet his number, whatever it is.
How do you do it?
That's true too.
And if you're Marcus May, I test the market. But, like, you know what? If I can get out of Dodge and go to a very good organization that's winning right now, I'd rather be on a playoff team than this team.
Yep.
Y'all have become unleashed, and it led to y'all having better viewership than the Jet games.
No kidding.
Listen, we appreciate you guys joining us, man. And this is it's been a wild season. If without you guys, I don't know how we've gotten through it, to be honest with you, because this has been rough, man. Holy shit. When it's said out loud, we had the owner in a clown mask and the coach with a donkey mask. I have friends that know me a long time. They're like, were you interviewing a donkey? I'm like, no, it's Coach Gase. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, we've got to that point now.
They did it to us.
Yep. You want Poole or May back? You want Poole or It's May. Do they want to come back? Well, I don't know. I mean, do they want
to come back? What else are they getting offered if they hit free agency? I think there's a lot that's going to go into who's the head coach, like you said.
I mean, who's the head coach? I think they want to go to winning teams, man. If you're them, it's like if the money's equal, you go somewhere else. Who the coach is going to be? I mean, I don't know, man. Who's your favorite YouTuber football? I don't watch.
I don't watch much like YouTube football content. Like Baldinger, guys like that, I usually check out on Twitter, but that's about it.
I watch Baldinger. I watch my YouTube things. I watch reaction videos of music. I'm just hooked on it, dude. I watch it all day long. Like they just watch songs for the first time, react to it. Just the most fascinating thing. They're making thousands of dollars off it.
But they can't actually play the song, though, right?
They can.
Oh, they can. Mm-hmm. How doesn't that violate like copyright?
They play the video and then they react to it. I don't know how they do it, but they're getting 200,000 views on this shit.
How does that work though? Because like we had a 5-second clip of Dr. Dre as our intro, and that got flagged. So how do people like? I
don't know how they're doing it, man. Unless it works. But I think what you have to do is you have to put the link to the video in your bio and the other shit. But they're doing it, dude. I'm hooked on. I can't stop watching it.
Wow.
9-time Titanic argument was a highlight of this live stream. Never laughed so hard during COVID. Yeah, me too, dude.
I was shocked when he told me that they both didn't die. Like I was under the impression like they both honestly died, and then you said like she lived, he didn't, and that just threw me off.
That was some funny shit. Imagine we pay Jim Harbaugh and lures Andrew Luck out of retirement. Wow, what a turnaround! Jim Harbaugh is staying in Michigan. Yeah. He's actually changing. He's making changes to his staff and doing other things. So I think he's staying. Is this the same podcast I listened to a few years ago where you'd constantly remind viewers to not swear? That was it. This is the same one, man. If you actually cursed, we'd hang up on you.
Yeah.
Because we had to try to keep our credentials, and we had to try to get an advertising thing with Blog Talk and all kinds of rules we had to follow. So we can get players on and interview players, and that worked out well.
What's funny is like even when we would get players on, like the random shows that we would do would still get more views. Like there just wasn't really, a huge market for. And
I'd be so excited. Like, we had Demario Davis on. I was so excited. Yeah, Mario, all these guys. I was so fired up, and like the views would be less. Like people didn't give a shit about the player, and we wouldn't even talk. Like we wouldn't even give the standard WFAN interview. We'd actually ask like off the field stuff and like personal shit about like working out and
the very first player, as Diggs takes one to the house. Awesome. The very first player that I got to talk to, I think, was Julian Hauser or whatever his name was. Yeah, and like he was a nobody. Like he never even made a roster. I don't even know if he played in the game. Yet still, that was like awesome. It was a great experience. You get to talk to like players and everything.
We did one of the first interviews with Lorenzo Malden. That was one of his first pro interviews. We got it, and it was all he was cool as shit. And it was like no views, no listens. What the hell?
I had one of Jordan Jenkins' first ever interviews. I was sitting on his couch in his apartment. Like once he had just gotten to Florham Park, he was fresh to New Jersey. Camp had just started. He had been in Jersey, I think, for maybe like 2 weeks. Didn't even have a TV yet. And yeah, I was sitting on his couch getting an interview, and I'm like, Jesus, this is like crazy. But yeah, in order to be able to have all that, there were certain things that we had to do, certain rules we had to follow, which we clearly don't follow anymore.
We don't follow any of those rules anymore. Yeah. And this is where we are. So. Yeah. The Jets bring it out of most fans, not just you. We appreciate that, man. Definitely appreciate it. I'll get down here for you guys made this season bearable for me. The saddest part for me is this was this last season for some Jet fans with this COVID going on. Yeah. I mean, it's been a rough year for a lot of people, man. It's been
and it's awesome for us to like, see comments like that, but at the same time, like, you guys made the season for us too. Like it really does work both ways. Like I enjoy doing this shit.
Yeah. I mean, and a lot of times, like, I live by myself, dude. So like we're sitting here, on a Sunday or like other days doing live streams. I would be doing jack shit, but watching Netflix, bored out of my mind. Because you don't want to go out and go anywhere. You're kind of like, basically quarantined for the most part, other than like the gym and shit. It's like, definitely keeps your mind, keeps you sane. So we definitely appreciate you guys joining us. I love how everyone, once we lost Trevor's overhyping these other quarterbacks. I'll be remembering your shotguns for Sunday. So what do I have? If I say, what are we doing here? Or if I get mad.
You get mad. Yep.
And then, or if Mims scores a touchdown, which
you always have Mims.
He only had 2 targets on Sunday, so I'm not too worried about that. Tyson of Primetime, have you watched the Hunted TV series? I haven't.
I have not, but there was one recommendation, I think a couple days ago. The Last Kingdom, I finally started checking out. Watched like 3 episodes. It was pretty good.
I'm dying to see that.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Primetime, are you more proud to be a Mets fan than a Jets fan?
Proud?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm proud of either. I think I enjoy being a Jet fan more. I mean, I don't enjoy any aspect of being a fan of either of those teams, but I'm probably more into the Jets. I don't miss any Met games, but I'm not proud of either. Neither has given me a championship in my lifetime. The only one I have is 94 Stanley Cup with the Rangers. So yeah, I mean, I don't get much satisfaction out of either, to be honest.
Why the special rules for you guys? Because we've just pissed off a lot of people. That's just pretty much how it goes.
Yep.
We've caused a lot of waves over the last couple of years, and this is where we are. What if you wear Jets apparel and block some of the logos? Nope. Can't do it, man. Dude, they got to the point where we had the similar colors and they were mad. So we're just better off just wearing our.
It's too similar to Jets green.
Primetime, I love you, bro. Better than dying on that Darnold hill. Let him go.
If the new coach wants to let him go, I'll let him go. Not doing it yet.
Tyson, I'll get you banned from games next season if you keep trashing me. Sam, you're not going to be here next year, so I'm not going to worry about you. You're going to be
here next year.
You're going to be on the Pittsburgh Steelers live stream. You're not going to be here anymore, man. You're going to be gone.
He's going to be here, and you're going to be rooting for him because you're going to have no choice.
You guys need to take the day off and have caller Steve and caller Shaq do your next Monday show. Oh, boy. You're trying to ruin us? We'll lose everything.
All that momentum out the window.
Would you rather draft Lamar Chase or sign Allen Robinson as our new number 1 wide receiver?
Could do both.
Do both.
Get rid of Crowder.
Yep.
Even if you keep Crowder, you still have a path to $90 to $100 million, even if you keep Crowder.
What pick are you getting Chase at?
Well, obviously you're not picking him at 2. Wherever you trade back, still probably have to be somewhere in the top 10.
Yeah, you would think.
I think him and Devontae Smith are both top 10 picks.
Yeah, we can't wear Jets apparel because then it's like, in theory, the way the Jets look at this is then we're acting as the representative of the organization. Yep. Now, other people do the exact same shit and they don't get called out on it, but we do it. It's a problem. So the double standard applies to us for whatever reason, right?
Yeah, no, that's always how it was.
You went to the
even when
and you wore the hat and they were mad.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I was wearing a Jets hat at the new uniform event. I got yelled at for that. Even like some of the old T-shirts that we used to do, we would have player approval. Like the players would actually sign off on like some of the designs that we put together. Like we did like a Brian Winters shirt, a few other guys, and the players were perfectly fine with it. We had their permission to do it, and the team would say, "Oh, you can't do that because again, like it misrepresents them," or whatever excuse they would make. So, like they would always have an issue with anything that we tried to do, basically.
Yeah, you could like even when we went to practice, you couldn't wear anything with Jets on it, like you're acting like you're a member of the team.
Well, yeah, that part I would understand. Like the equipment guys are all in Jet stuff, Eric Allen, and those guys. So like I get that part if you're at training camp, but shows like this, I don't understand. You would think like you would want like people out there promoting your apparel, being seen, around some people with Jet stuff on, but. They could do things the other way. And like the toughest part, like you were also saying, we would watch all these other sites, all these other shows, podcasts, get away with the same stuff, same logos, everything else. They wouldn't get any letters from lawyers. They wouldn't, have any issue.
But the thing was, if we're going to be completely honest about this, most fucked up thing was we were the only podcast that were promoting player charity events, actively doing charity work all the season. Every player event we would go to, we would promote
every year.
We would raise money. We would do all kinds of shit. Every interview we did was professional, never any half-ass shenanigans. We always did a good job with it. We did more for the charities than the Jets themselves did.
Yeah, and all the interviews are still posted on our YouTube channel. We never asked any questions that were out of line or did anything to rub somebody the wrong way. And every year, we promoted charity events. We did our own charity events, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, all sorts of events and causes that we were out there raising money for. So I don't know.
What would it take for you guys to get your credentials back? I don't even want them back. I can give a shit. I don't even want them back. It serves no purpose for me at this point.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't need to sit on a sideline anymore. We've done it. It's
for the 4-5 years that we got to do it. Like, I'll be honest, like for me, it was like a dream come true, like being 10 minutes away from Florham Park. I'd wake up every morning. I gave up, teaching in the summer during that time. And I'd wake up, I'd go to Dunkin', get a nice coffee. I'd sit at training camp in, 90-degree weather, watch camp for 3 hours, get in the car, do a recap video. Like I was loving life. I would love doing that. But, if it's under the Jets terms where, certain things I can't report and, I got to, alter my opinion to fit what they want out there, that's not worth it.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it was getting access to the players and get a chance to interview them and get their insight on things that the media would never ask them. Like we would ask them about, are you doing MMA to get in shape? What do you think about this? What's your off-season conditioning? How do you improve your route running? Or what do you think? Like your lessons learned, like shit like that. We'd get a good 20 minutes to a half hour. Some players gave us more. Like that's how I enjoyed the most. Getting access to the practices was cool too. But then we couldn't, it was just wasn't worth it.
Yeah, and also like just being able to see how everything works. Like we always would talk about, like, you'd see McCagnon or somebody else talking with Manish or Samini, and then a few hours later you would see the, sources say, X, Y, and Z. Like you would see how like the whole game works. So
yep. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I didn't realize Jets were so petty. How could they be so petty and that bad at the same time? Because the Jets are so insecure about how the media and the fans think, what they think about them and what's being said about them on social media. That's what they do.
Yeah, very image conscious.
Tyson, after 3 months of live streams, all it would take is for them to show Gase on TV and you would fly off the handle. No, I'm telling you, I won't.
Something is going to trigger you on Sunday. Something's going to happen.
Sunday, I will be just chill.
Expect the unexpected.
Tyson, you're gonna get so mad, bro. Never doubt this team's ability to do that for you. They are watching, accepting your challenge gladly. I'm telling you, I guarantee you, I will not shotgun Sunday. I won't.
I know what's going to do it.
What is it?
The Gase Gatorade bath. He wins 3 in a row. He gets the Gatorade bath.
Good for him.
That'll do it for you. A few beers in.
Who came up with the donkey idea? Primetime did. He caught me off guard. The thing is, we usually, the live stream is on at whatever, 8 o'clock. At 7:58, we do 2 minutes before we both log in, make sure our connections are good. I log in, and then here's this fucking donkey. I'm like, holy shit, what is this? You didn't warn me. You didn't tell me.
Nope.
And I'm like, all right.
Yeah, that was my $10 Halloween costume at school. So I figured I'd throw it on. It would be a good representation of Adam Gase. And then you were just spot on with the interview that night. And we pretty much, made it up as we went. And yeah, you guys enjoyed it. So we did it a few more times after that.
It was completely impromptu.
Yeah.
JD needs to draft Amon Ray St. Brown. Besides his talent, he's half German. Well, there you go. Our media got crazy when fullback Jacob Johnson made a good block on a run. Okay. So you want us to draft a German lineman?
Don't know enough about him.
I don't know anything about him.
Haven't heard about him.
Nope.
So
I don't know what Sasha's saying, but
I would assume that's a trade down scenario or like a mid to late round pick or somebody.
I have no idea. Bills are the best New York team for a long time coming. They're the best team in the AFC East right now, that's for sure. And they're going to make a run in the playoffs too, I would say.
They might have the best chance to dethrone the Chiefs.
I can't understand why so many Jet fans actually trust Joe Douglas. The guy has done jack shit. There's nothing impressive about drafting almost can't miss talents. Listen, he didn't trade for back then. He picked the best guy available at the spot.
Well, and technically, according to PFF, Tristan Wirfs is actually the better of the tackles right now. So
the Jets are 100% beating the Patriots next week, which I think would have been a more painful way to lose Lawrence. Yeah.
Would have at least liked to have had the opportunity.
Yeah. Tyson, you'll be passed by the first quarter with all the shotguns you'll be doing. I'm not getting mad, man. I'm telling you, I will not get mad on Sunday. I refuse.
You say that now.
You got all those championships with the Yankees? Yeah, but they haven't not for a while. Question for primetime, please. For the love of God, tell me you've seen one of the Lethal Weapon movies.
Yes, actually, I did. I've seen the first one, and I think the fourth one, whatever it was, like the more recent one, like mid 2000s, I think.
Where do you think Carson Wentz will go? Man, they're in a tough spot with that contract. That's an absolute nightmare. Let's see. Bill Parcells with a comment. Sam Darnold is completely unproven and trash.
The unproven part I could agree with. I'm not going to agree that he's trash, but
I would never say the word listen again if Steve did a full hour of talking. Oh, his calls just, they give me
he said it like 7 times in a row in a matter of 20 seconds. Like we're listening. Like, explain your point. You're like, all right, listen. Like we're still listening. We're still here. Explain what you're trying to.
Let me speak. All right, speak. Then you get fucking dead air for 10 seconds. I'm like, dude, it's a radio show, man. Like, we gotta talk. I'm gonna really miss Tyson and Prime arguing over comment duties. We're not going anywhere, man. We're still gonna do it. I mean, hopefully Prime Time will do comments on Ohio State and Clemson.
You're saying Florida State.
I know.
But yeah, now I got my ring light, so then I can get the mouse after that, and then I'll be good to go.
Yep. Why is Prime Time allowed to have the Jets towel behind them? It's more about wearing the attire is their rule. You can't wear it. So, dude, I don't know. Yes, they do. They hate it.
It wouldn't surprise me now that the towel's been brought up if we get an email in like 2 days.
It wouldn't surprise me either. I'm glad you don't regret your format change. Your live streams are my favorite thing on YouTube. Dude, this is so much more natural and so much easier just to speak your mind and not worry about like offending, like violating some kind of agreement or losing an advertiser or whatever other shit.
Yeah,
this is just
that, and even like the Friday shows, like being able to just kind of like just talk about whatever instead of trying to break down X's and O's about a game that means nothing. Like, this is a lot more enjoyable.
This season has been a clusterfuck, but finding this channel and you guys have been awesome. Can't wait for all the off-season stuff you guys do on here. Yeah, we'll have on analysts that are super cool, draft analysts. We'll have on, I know a really good cap guy, contract guy. He'll come on. All kinds of stuff. We can get guests, man. I'm not sure in terms of players we'll get anybody, but we can definitely get guests. Surprised you guys haven't been banned from games. Well, not yet.
We're waiting for that one.
I think the Jets are happy that Gase is getting fired. It probably saves everybody a lot of headaches. If he came back, we'd be banned. I'd be banned from everything. I'd be completely done.
Well, he still hasn't been fired yet.
He's gonna be
done first.
What do you think Gase would do if we were keeping him? Get rid of Darnold and draft someone? I think he would.
Yeah.
I definitely think Gase would make Darnold like scapegoat. 1,000%.
Although, if we were keeping him and it was under like a 1-year mandate to make the playoffs, which again we don't do, if that was the situation, would he have more confidence in Sam coming back in a 3rd year or trying to teach his system to a rookie?
Yeah, I don't know. I've been watching and listening to you guys for many years. The show is honest and much better. We appreciate it. Thank you for listening, man. Santonio Holmes, the bowling alley story was epic. Yeah, he was such a prick, man. Terrible. Most disappointed. It's such a whatever. There are a couple other boring YouTubers who broadcast wearing actual Jets jersey every week. How's that okay? And you can't. Different standards, man. Different standards. Because we are on the radar. I guess what we do, we get.
I think they always felt like we were loose cannons, and I guess we couldn't be trusted. Even again, we tried to do everything to earn their trust for 4 years. I mean, every interview we did was clean. It was fine. Never an issue. We occasionally go off the rails a little bit after some big games, some big losses, but for the most part, yeah.
But never
as bad as what we do now.
Never cursing. Never. I mean. It was just crazy, man.
Yeah, and when we were on the sidelines too, I mean, always professional. Nobody ever had an issue with us. We put out good content.
Players loved us.
Yeah, players always loved us.
Yep,
supported what we do. So,
Tyson, best reaction videos have been people reacting to the disturbed version of Sound of Silence. I'll check that out. I heard that down. The reaction videos. I'm a big fan of them, man. I watch this shit for hours. I definitely need a new hobby, but it's fun to do. Were you the guys yelling "Fire Gase" at Jet Stadium?
When was that?
I don't know.
Is that this Sunday?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I mean,
I know there was the video at I think it was Miami earlier this year.
Yeah, that was Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle sent that to us.
People that we tailgate with and people that we're associated with have done their share of things.
Yeah,
but I know you guys aren't the biggest Douglas fans, but hearing from Connor Hughes that Douglas will run the search must make you feel better that it ain't Johnson's running the search. Here's the problem with that. It is good news that Douglas is running the search. Until Woody Johnson becomes fascinated with somebody or wants somebody or is enamored with somebody and it doesn't agree with Douglas. Mm-hmm. Will the Jets ownership finally step back and say, you know what? That's the guy you want. That's the guy we hire. Right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, in theory right now, yeah, it's great that they're going to let him run the search. But if he, decides on somebody that they don't want, are they going to allow him to hire that guy? And then what's the leash after that? Is it 1 year, 2 years?
And the other thing is, if Joe Douglas is hell-bent on keeping Sam, and then the new coach, the coach that the Jets want, doesn't want Sam.
Yeah, who wins? Or do they just move on?
So there are some problems with that, unfortunately. Yeah. Primetime needs to move from Morristown because of random power outages when it's sunny and 7 degrees. Obviously not right now. We don't claim Steve, by the way.
Yeah, I had the power outage, 3 weeks ago?
Yep.
I mean, it was a little bit of rain. It wasn't anything crazy. And yeah, I lose my power a lot over here. It sucks.
I'll be your coach. Oh, thank you, Coach Parcells. We appreciate that. Very nice of you. I'm going to miss the live streams when you're at the game. Well, Primetime's got season tickets. I don't. So we can figure something out.
No, we could trust me. We could still do the live stream.
Oh God,
I can log in from my phone. I'll have to make sure my battery's fully charged, but we could still do it.
God help us. Top 2 live streams this year for me is the first one with all the celebs in the chat and last minute of the Oakland game. Tyson with the great reaction. Yeah, man. The celebrity chat was funny as shit, man. That was so funny. Oh my God. I've been watching guys since October. Colts fan from Spokane, Washington. Man, really hope your franchise gets blessed and turns things around. No fans deserves this inexplicable incompetence of coaching owner. Yeah. Good luck to your Colts, man. You can win friggin' 11 games, not go to playoffs, which is crazy. So good luck to your Colts, man. Big fan of Frank Reich, too.
Yeah, I mean, we were in the position win 10 games, didn't make it, so we kind of relate a little bit.
Fitzpatrick and Revis and Kimbrel Tompkins. Tyson, you'll get mad. Try not to get mad. This is as bad as it gets. Nope. You guys watch. Sunday, you'll be a whole new me.
I was say we should add that. This is as bad as it gets. Rock bottom. At some point, you'll say that.
Figure you guys must have a Steve soundboard. We have a lot of comments to Steve. We actually do have a Steve. We actually do
snoring one, yeah.
Snoring one. Oh my
For the
god!
people that don't know, there were actually 2 separate occasions that he called in, and by the time we got to his call, he was literally snoring on the air. So.
It's true. He was actually, and we kept it on. They actually one time we left him on. We left him on snoring while we took calls, and they were talking over his snoring. Oh, Jesus! When is
the shit we do?
When is the Truly sponsor happening? Somebody get us one. We'll take any sponsors. We'd be happy. I mean, we drank probably 20 cases of Truly this season. I still have more in there too.
Drink anything.
This is late, but what do you think of Deion Sanders coaching at Jackson State? Good for him. He loves the game of football. A lot of players look up to him. You can have a huge impact on the team, and good for him.
Yeah.
Yep, I have him. Tyson in prime time. I take back what I said about recency bias and the Johnsons, especially if the whole Gase being fired at the week 17 is true. It is true. Apparently, he's known for a couple weeks now. So.
Just waiting for it to happen.
It'd
be so Jets again for them to win 3 in a row and then convince themselves that something changed.
I really can't believe watching you two guys slamming the Jets on Zoom would be my favorite channel. Always looking forward to your content. We appreciate that. Hopefully we'll be happier shows in the future. Maybe.
Say that every year.
Yep.
Never happens.
Hey Tyson, listen to Meshuggah. If you want heavy, angry music, help me when I got fired by the Texans. I've actually
Brian enters the chat.
I've listened to them before. Let's see. Good going here. Let's see. We gotta get Titanic in the offseason. We're definitely gonna have a Titanic viewing party. We will definitely do that. There's no doubt about that. Thoughts on Jet great John Wolford playing for a playoff spot? He actually played well with the Jets. Remember him in the preseason?
Yeah, I do.
He actually was pretty good.
I do. He didn't get in any games though, right?
But he was good though. He's not as bad as people say he was. Other Jets YouTubers are boring. Hey man, everybody has their own style. I mean, I can't. We're new to this shit. We just be ourselves. Staying on the subject of bowling hours, remembers when he went bowling with his family when he was sick. Who's this?
When Bell went.
Oh yeah, right? Yep.
But he was sent home though. I mean, he tried going to the facility and they sent him home. They said he couldn't be there. So he still bowled 261, I think.
Glad I found you guys this year, man. One of the best YouTube live streams, and your content is amazing. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Adam Gase, the GOAT, legit got me. Snoopy just causing chaos. I randomly found you guys in my YouTube recommendation. Best recommendation I found, won't lie, is week 1 this year. Dude, we only started week 1 this year.
Yeah.
We only started. We were new to all this shit.
Yeah, we've been doing the podcast for 5 years, but this was the first year we tried with the live streams.
Like one of my original comments here, you guys are like the R-rated version of Jets YouTube streams. Apparently that's the case. I guess other guys don't curse as much as we do, and they don't drink. Like, how the fuck do you watch this team and not drink and curse? I don't know how you do that, especially during the game.
Yeah.
Like, I can see like on a Monday night, like, oh, maybe you don't want like, whatever. But like Sunday at 1:00, there's something in this cup. Like, it's not water.
It's the only way to get through it.
I love watching the reactions of Rage Against the Machine. Yeah, me too. System of a Down, another one. It's funny. Let's see. Tyson, break down Leon Edwards versus Kazmat. I will when that game comes up. Or the fight comes up. So let's see here. Where did that one? Let's see. Miami versus Oklahoma State would be a great game tomorrow. Is that tomorrow? What's today's date?
Either tomorrow or the day after.
Yeah, there's a lot of them coming up.
Florida
time need to live stream Rangers Islanders opening night.
That'd be.
I can imagine live streaming a hockey game.
Why not?
That's quite hard to do. It's so fast paced, man. Keep up with this shit. Could you?
Same as football. Kind of.
We'll do a couple more. It's almost 10:00 already. Holy shit!
I didn't go to the bathroom yet.
It's ridiculous that the Jets tried to police what shade of green you guys were wearing. Yeah, I mean, they were just ridiculous. Some of the things they're coming up with, but it is what it is. That's how they run their business, and this is where we are. Let's see. What is this? I have faith in Tyson keeping his cool. There's almost nothing to give a fuck about on Sunday. I agree. Nothing.
We'll see you on Sunday.
You guys are all rooting for now. You guys want to see shotguns.
Keeping your cool. None.
Nobody will be more drunk than prime time. That one game you did like 4 shotguns or 5 shotguns?
That was bad.
I was literally worried about you, dude. I'm like, how are we going to do the post-game show? He's not going to make it.
I didn't think I was going to either. Yeah, that was a rough one.
Let's see. Where's another one? Good one here. The best part of Tyson Prime Time is you guys know when to talk football and Jets, but you guys also know how to joke around. Well, you got to joke around, man. It's just.
Yeah, if we didn't laugh, we'd cry covering this team.
You're cursing and excessive drinking. In fact, I speak for everyone in this chat. We want more of it. Sunday could be the day. Because Sunday, if we have nothing to worry about, I may get pretty hammered because there's what else? Nothing really to do.
Yeah, might as well party. Especially if, we're pretty certain that Gase is getting fired.
Odds on Belichick running up the score just for the hell of it. I don't think the Patriots are that good, to be honest with you.
No. Barely won the first game.
Yeah. Bring back Rex, please. Why? I don't nothing to do with Rex. Time to move on from him, man.
I loved Rex, but yeah, time to move on. Not going back to that.
Thank God I don't have to pull for the Patriots on Sunday. Yeah, you and me both, dude. You just watch them. You actually root for the Jets. You can sit back and enjoy the game. So can't wait for the Conor versus Poirier fight live stream. Pretty excited for that card. I can't wait for that card. I can't wait for that fight. I'm already hyped up. They're already talking shit to each other. Cannot wait for that. In case you guys are wondering, I'm a McGregor fan, so I will be that arrogant, drunk asshole that just talks shit the whole time. So we'll do 2 more prime time. Do 2 more?
Yep, let's do it.
Let's see. No, you guys still doing a 24-hour stream when Gase gets fired? That'll be prime time doing that. That'll be me.
I actually might.
Good night, guys. Was busy tonight, so I haven't been as active, but appreciate the content as always.
Thanks, boss.
Take shots or shotguns every Jets touchdown on Sunday. Woof.
I don't want to risk that.
That could be a dangerous one, man. That could be a lot of shotguns.
I think you should have to shotgun for every Sam touchdown pass. I'll shotgun for every interception. Do something like that.
Drunk primetime slurring his words was the funniest shit ever. Yeah, it was bad. I was literally worried. I'm like, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm not really sure to do. You don't need an excuse to get hammered. What's up? What's up, Vinny?
What's up,
Snoopy's got a whole fan club over there. Let's see. So I've been thinking if we keep Darnold, let him develop more in the offseason, I think with a new coach, some weapons, I think it could be done. Put another big dude on the line and make a wall.
Yep.
I mean,
that's probably their best bet. I mean, unless there's one of these quarterbacks that absolutely blows you away that, you don't have any questions about, trading down, getting extra picks, building around Sam, that's probably the best bet.
Primetime must shotgun if he defends Darnold, mentions Chad Hansen, or use the bathroom. I agree, 100%.
That would be a never-ending cycle, though. I get up to go to the bathroom, I have to shotgun, I come back, I'm going to have to go again.
And you defend Darnold just when the game starts, you defend them. Thank you for an awesome season into the 2021 season with a new head coach. Here we come. I agree. All right, well, we'll just wrap this up here. So thank you guys for joining us. Tomorrow night, Blog Talk, 929-477-2651 from 8 to 10. Tyrone's with us. Prime time and Tyrone started off because I'm going to be like 15 minutes late. And then Friday night, or no, what time's the game? The Clemson.
Usually 8, I think.
Clemson, Ohio State. We'll do that too. So we'll do that. And then Sunday, live stream, lots of live streams, everything else. We'll talk to you guys then.
Later.